Brr, brr, brr. We're live from the center of the Earth, actually from space itself. This is Life is Zero Gravity. This is YKTV number one, if you can believe that. It's YKTV number one. How exciting is that? Are you excited for YKTV number one?
I don't know what that is.
It's you know the vibes. But since this is TV, you know television. It's Y2K TV, year 2000 television. It's Y3K TV. It's Y11K TV. This is advanced beyond all recognition. How do you feel about that? Good, I think. Yeah, we're live. So now we got the video component of the Godcast. That's what's going on here. This is the camera. We can do it like this. Watch, check this out. Live. Live. Yeah, but it's kind of cool, like the angles on this. You know, you could just do it like this, straight like 90s style. It looks like a skate video. I kind of like that. Oh wow, I never see my eyelashes from this angle. No wonder sometimes people think I wear mascara. Look at that.
Oh, look at my eyelashes, guys.
Look at her eyelashes too. Mascara. No, she doesn't actually have mascara. But check it. This is Life in Zero
I get
Gravity.
scared putting like my mom. She puts eyeliner on sometimes, and I see some people and they get it like in their eye.
The eyeliner,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, like their whole eye just turns black. It's
That's
creepy.
scary. Right? The eyeliner. This is interesting. It's interesting to have a video component of this. It actually looks pretty cool. I kind of like it. What do you think?
It's choppy.
I put the background. Well, yeah, it's choppy. It's recording right now. What do you expect? You Zoomers, man. You expect it to be like 100% clear right off the bat.
Yes, I expect.
That's not how it works. But anyway, yeah, Life in Zero Gravity, the very first video episode. I don't want to make this part too long because the episode's already long. That doesn't sound good. Maybe let's not do that. It's a little, it's probably pretty loud on the mic. But I just want to do a couple minutes. How was your New Year's? How did you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah, what was your favorite part of New Year's? What's
It
still
was
going on?
it was great. Oh yeah,
It's
my
still
favorite
New
part
Year's
was
Day.
probably like when it turned 12 o'clock. Oh, I'm gonna self promote myself. So, I have a YouTube channel.
She has a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel, and it's called Astro Alicorn. ASTROALACORN. And I'm gonna do a live stream, and I don't really know what I'm gonna do on there. So if you want to join, then please do so.
Check her out.
See? Oh, I'll show you.
Yeah, you could check us out live. Yeah, there's her live stream. She's gonna go live.
So, yeah. Oh,
This is the dog. You've never gotten to see him before. He's never you probably have heard him in the background of some shows, but this is the first time that's the first time any of us have appeared on camera on here. But you kind of, you know me
1,
by
2,
now.
3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess you can record a whole hour of this. That's pretty good, actually. Not bad. But yeah, I didn't want to keep it too long. Is there anything you want to tell the people? Like the episode is already like probably gonna be at least 3 hours by the time the smoke clears.
Well, I have one thing to tell everybody.
What's that?
No, okay. Since it's New Year's, I hope 2023 will be a great year for everybody. I don't want to jinx it, but
I think it will. I
yeah.
hope so.
Yeah,
People say it's our Jordan year. I've seen a few people say that already.
Jordan year.
Yeah, Michael Jordan was number 23.
Mm.
LeBron's number 23 too. It could be our LeBron year, it could be our Jordan year. We'll see. Either way, we're in good hands. We're in good hands.
One time, there's this kid named Jordan in my class, and he's wearing Jordans to school.
Really?
Yeah, and then everybody's like, "Oh, hello, Michael Jordan."
That's what they say?
Yeah.
It's kind of silly.
Oh,
He might have been named after Michael Jordan, though. There's a pretty good chance.
and then there's this other kid. His name was Jackson, and everybody was calling him Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Did he have like a sparkly glove?
Oh,
Did he go?
he did have a pretty high. I almost said a bad word. He did almost have.
Say that.
Okay, sorry. He did almost he did have like a higher voice, but he looked nothing like Michael Jackson. He had straight blonde hair, and like it was really short. Like he got it shaved every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is a
But
lot.
I guess I only have to shave, or not shave. I have to shave.
You have to shave?
No, um, not my head. I have to like get a haircut every like a trim. I have to get it like every month.
You do? Have you been getting it every month?
No.
As far as I know, you've only had like 2 total haircuts, right?
Yeah, and my hair looks a little shorter because they cut like 2 inches off.
That's a significant amount.
Yeah, like when it first got cut, it was a little short because I feel like it's already growing back. Like
Probably. Your hair.
yeah,
You got long hair, girl. You got a lot of hair. Hey,
look,
girl!
like stretch it out. Like take one of the strands of my hair and stretch it out.
Pretty long.
Yeah.
My hair's getting longer too, as you can see.
Yeah. Why did your hair turn curly?
It's always been curly. It's just that when it's so short, you can't tell. It's always had some curl to it. Look, our hair looks pretty similar now. Mine is actually darker than yours now.
Yeah.
But look,
I have like orange in my hair. I don't know why.
look at us twins.
You see that? There's totally orange in there.
Yeah, I have orange. That's probably why. Actually, yeah, you didn't get the orange from your mom, I don't think. She doesn't have any orange hair, does she? I got some in my beard.
I got a Slurpee. Oh no, we're gonna get copyright.
Don't get us copyrighted. You already did that in one of your videos on YouTube, one of the Roblox ones that said got copyrighted.
I don't know why. Like YouTube like they let people use like other people's songs.
They're hating on you. You know, one time I got in trouble for using my own song
I know.
because
You told
it's
me.
copyrighted by me. So I had
What?
to go and give myself permission to use my own song. It's actually not a bad thing. But yeah, like I said, I didn't want to make this too long, so we're gonna record some more segments later if you want, or the outro at least. We could get into, okay? But yeah, for now, this is Life in Zero Gravity. This is the new video version of it. You should be able to see video on Spotify. I'm probably gonna put this on YouTube. I want to figure out a way to put it on YouTube where it's like separate from my music videos, but we'll see. It's all good either way. Actually, I can probably just put it in a category, right? And you're doing like the TikTok thing.
Oh yeah, it was like I don't know if you guys saw that, but it was like there's this guy. He was like, I think everybody needs to know this. Like pointing when you're doing a duet with somebody and pointing at them, pointing and like saying good job and doing thumbs up. That is not helping you. That is not helping you with anything. And this dude, you guys watch this. You see that?
Yeah, she can make like her arm pop out. This is cool. There's different stuff. It's almost like a whole different experience for me recording it like this. So I'm interested to see how this all goes. Yeah. All right. And with that, I think that's the cue. Thank you for tuning in. We got much more for you. Life in Zero Gravity. Tú sabes las vibras. You know the vibes. YKTV.
Look at my live stream. Astro Eloquent.
Drink.
Actually, now we I'm in, what do you call this place?
My brother called it the Zen Den. He like walked in and he was like, "It's the Zen Den," and like, people, I'm not gonna lie, people have walked in and they're like, "Yo, this place is a fucking vibe," or like, "This place has some really good energy," and I'm like, "Thank you." Oh shit, I forgot to light an incense. Sorry, guys.
Like that. Yeah, instance, it has to ascend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my third eye. Or should I just sit on the fucking Snorlax? Actually, that might work a little bit better. Let's see.
Snorlax. Actually, that might work. Maybe I should move this camera around too.
You can if you want.
I think I'm gonna try to do that.
I love that this is the intro to the podcast, and it's like the like laziest, like sloppiest intro. Like it's like shows. It's like, yep, this 2022 came to an end, so this is where we're at right now, doing a fucking podcast in a room.
That's how it goes.
Actually, I know. Yeah, I don't know what would we call this place. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just trying to think. I wanted to give it a proper introduction.
Let's name it right now. Fuck it, we're going into 2023, so let's give it a name since
2023
the.
live.
I feel like something with cathedral would feel nice. I don't know.
It could, yeah.
I don't know. Let's see.
You're on cam.
I'm on cam.
Yeah.
Let's see.
This is the very first. This is gonna be pretty tight. This is gonna be pretty unique, I think. Because
Okay.
I don't think I've seen a Godcast filmed in such a way.
Oh yeah, you got it filmed already. We can call this. What should we call this fucking thing?
See, he's really like this.
Oh no, yeah, I really am. Are you got me on the camera? Hey.
This is shit. Actually, this is cool. I should have done this a lot.
I don't know. Stratosphere or something? I just want something. Oh, yeah, I'm on there too. Oh no, I'm in front of this.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it's this one.
okay.
Might as well.
My Zelda.
I'm gonna figure this out more, and like once I get it really figured out, then this is a maiden voyage.
Yeah.
So once I get it figured out more, we can really go in.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, let's see.
Because really, you want to.
Oh, this is comfy, dude. I know my Snorlax is comfy, but this is hella comfy. Okay. This is hella comfy. Can we hear me? We can hear me.
Right. I'm gonna try something real quick. Actually, well, yeah, we can keep going.
Okay. Hi, viewers. How are you? It's been a while. I know I've been a little bit absent lately, but I've been, like I like referring to, solo missioning and also excavating, doing solo missions, going out on my own, and really finding myself as fucking... Whoa, see? There you go. Energy outburst. Tu sabes. Okay.
Yeah. No, that's okay. Okay. I can't switch. I thought I could switch cameras. I can't actually do it. It's all good though. Okay.
Okay, yeah, no, like I said, he hasn't seen me in a while. I've been absent from, like, messages and, like, social media, and I've just been finding myself, honestly. Like, literally taking a break from a lot. I took a break from music. I took a break from a lot of shit just because I was just overwhelmed, overworking myself. A lot has gone on. I've been through a lot, but I'm alive. Thankfully, that's what I've been figuring out is how alive I am. So it's been a mission, but it's literally been a lot of self-work, and I feel like everyone's been on that page, especially within this past 3 years. It's been like a excavation of everyone trying to find themselves and, finding their scars and like coming to realization with traumas. I mean, depending on how severe or how fucking like detrimental, like small they are, everything is always worthy of like the apprehension of what you got to place yourself for the work to be done. So it is what it is. I mean, I was diagnosed with severe panic disorder from what my doctors told me. My doctor said I need a bachiatomy. No, you remember that? That was from Half Baked.
Yeah. Actually, that's funny you said that because I just watched that movie like 3 days ago.
Dude, me and Manuel still quote that shit, man, dog.
My doctor said I need a bachiatomy.
Yeah, I always heard that, and I was like, is that a real thing? And Manuel's like, no, like, it's just something made up. And I'm like, okay. Fucking Dave Chappelle making shit up as usual.
Yeah. It was pretty funny. It's like a cult classic.
Yeah, it's a little bit dated, but yeah, it's definitely a cult classic. Apparently, to him, with the script he wrote was supposed to be a little bit more serious, and it was supposed to be always be funny, but it was supposed to be like a little bit more serious of like an action comedy, and it wasn't. Because then he says when it got published, he's like, "Dude, you guys like edited this to be like a fucking weed movie for kids, and that's not what I wanted." Because he kind of wanted it like in the sense like more like Pineapple Express, like where it was like a little bit more like actionful and then like a comedy, like a stoner comedy, but it never got like that. And he was just like, oh, he's like, what the fuck? Like, I wanted like a fucking good movie, and you guys made it for kids, and I didn't want that because it made it seem like he's like trying to sell weed to teenagers, pretty much.
I can see that because it does seem like it's a little bit toned down.
Yeah, yeah. So I was like, that sucks. Like you didn't really get what you want, but I mean, hey, it's still
That always happens when like the people with the money behind it get in there.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing too. That's what some rappers are saying is that like a lot of rap is not owned by like black artists. It's owned by like excuse my way of derogatory people, but like whites or like Jewish people or like Arabian people, like fucking like saying they own rap music industry because it makes them money, and then like the rappers themselves don't get the cut they should because it's theirs from the get go. But it's just monopolizing. That's how everything is. Everything in business relations, especially here in Hollywood and especially here in Los Angeles. I see it all the fucking time, especially with the people I work with. Like, the artists that are there, like, people have talent, but people make money off the talent because it sees what's like, oh, this is going to get me money and this is a good investment. That's all the thing is. It's people are investments, and that's what's even more so is that you're an investment into yourself. And I think that's why people, give themselves out so much because they're trying to find validation or find like a way to fucking, get invested on. But it's like, I think that's the major step we took away or took forward in humanity is like, finding the investment for ourselves and putting that investment towards us. So it's good.
For sure.
There are some people though I meet where they're like using like anxiety and stress as kind of like a scapegoat, and they're like, this is my anxiety and stress. And I get it. Like, you're righted by that. We all have our own different levels, and we all are worthy of like hearing ourselves out. But there's sometimes I'm like, you're just using this as a fucking segue to get away with shit you don't need to be getting away. Like, are you really working on yourself? Or are you just saying this shit just because you're still running away from like whatever it is the fuck you got to work on?
Yeah.
Like, there's some people, like, I don't mean to sound better than anyone at all. I know I'm not. It's just that like I can only be better than myself. But there's sometimes I hear people's stories and I'm like, that's it. And this is the reason why you are the way you are, and you don't want to work on that. And like, you think like you beating on your girlfriend and just having toxic relationships and just because like you saw your mom do like fucking drugs off the kitchen table when you were 12, like that's the reason why you're the way you are. Like, come on, man. Like, you got to pull through.
Yeah, you gotta, like, people have a hard time taking accountability.
Yeah. Like, on top of that, like, I don't want to compare myself to anybody at all. I don't judge anybody. I do question people's fucking intellect and intelligence a lot, but I don't judge anybody. But like, to say, for instance, or example, like you and I, like, I know you and I went through a lot of fucking shit that probably a lesser person would fucking break upon. And I hear from people all the time that like, I go through shit. They're like, wow, dude, you're really fucking strong to be going through that. I'm like, thank you. Like, that is a very nice thing to say. But then I think about it, I'm like, it's kind of true, though. People are like, in my shoes, I don't think they would be able to fucking handle this. And like, I'm not saying I'm better than everybody else, because everyone goes through their own episode. Everyone has their own story. Everyone has something that they're, that's trailing behind them, they're trying to have no one master. And like, yeah. Because I noticed, too, people try to get rid of like their darkness and like completely, which is not realistic at all. Like, you got, what it is a balance, balance of like yourself with the good and the bad. I mean, that's what yin and yang is, like the balance of good and bad. And then like, it's also like you need to be acceptable with both in order to become like the full potential that's possibly you to be, Wow, this got really deep in the first, this is the introduction. Hi, welcome to my place. I'm New Jack and this is Disney TV. Yeah, this is Disney Channel. Yeah. It's a blunt. I'm like, like, let's have that. Oh, I have something. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, that. Fuck. Long sword style. Here we go. My sword is ready. Ladies, no, I'm just playing. I don't know, dude. This actually, it says 3 M's on it. And I remember when we were leaving Frankenstein's from the old location to the new location, when we were moving everything out, I was helping other vendors. And one of the vendors had this, like, behind his fucking, like, his setup, like, way dug back there. He's like, oh, I didn't even know I had that back there. And I was like, do you mind if I take it? And he was like, go ahead. I don't even know what the fuck it is. So I don't know what this is from. I just know it's a longsword, and I saw it, and I was like, I'm claiming. I was like, so, longsword mine. The Excalibur.
That's like our mascot.
Trunks is our mascot. Fucking, he's the one that came up with the saying, and he's also fucking the one that's the original longsword. Remember when I kept sending that? He was all like, and here you are. It's like, I just put my sword inside your son's colon, and here you are, still on my dead day. Like, the fuck wrong with you? So what's up? Let's recap, man.
How was this year for you overall?
This year was a fucking adventure. I would say for sure, dude. Living on my own again. Honestly, like, yeah, all the fucking trials and tribulations, the failures I went through this year, detrimental, like, just fucking, I went through a lot of failures this year. I failed myself, I failed a lot of other things, but yeah, I know I did, but I think there's a strength that comes in from within that, like, you know, I think I failed myself this year. We did release the album this year. Actually, I think out of the major positivity out of the whole fucking year, though, I gotta say, the music drops and the fucking video games and the anime that came out this year were fucking spectacular. Yeah, dude, the music that came out this year, the fucking, even some TV shows, fucking, like, movies, hit or miss, but fucking TV shows, anime, music, like, video games were just fucking amazing. That was the year for that, for sure. And we were a part of that. We got to release an album this year. We got to release that, a speech feature. You got to release a lot of stuff. I released a lot of mixes too, and it was a lot of fun. But I'm definitely excited to see what next year has in store. I did make a little like montage video. I think you saw that on my Instagram. It was on my TikTok too. We're at New Jack on TikTok, at New Jack XLA on Instagram. Follow me. But no, like, I remember I looked at that video and I didn't realize how far the year came, because I looked back at the year and so much happened in the year, and I was like, that was this year? And I'm like, why does it seem like it was fucking like a year or two ago? And then why does that seem like it happened yesterday? Like, so many things I was looking at and I was like, that looked like it happened yesterday. At the same time, I felt like that happened last year, but I was like, that happened this year, and there was just so much, and I was like, holy shit, like, there was a lot that happened this year, and there was a lot of things. It was a very big adventure, especially doing it solo. I mean, I know I'm not alone, but, you know, living alone, doing a lot of things I usually do alone. I know I'm not. Yeah, for sure. I think that's a big realization I had to come over this year, is that
You don't have to do it alone.
yeah, because I do a lot alone. I live alone. I eat alone. I sleep alone. And I fucking do a lot of shit alone. I go to concerts alone. I'm so used to being on my own, like, just being like this fucking traveling nomad. But I know in reality I'm not. Like, I have my friends and family that love and care for me. I realize who, like, really is not even like just significant, but really fucking like cherishing in my life, that like really nurtures my soul, where I'm just like, I gotta keep these people close because I can't push them away. And I know it seemed like that. Remember when I took my hiatus, and then like you're like, are you all right? Like, everyone was asking too, like, are you okay? Like, we haven't heard from you in a minute. And it was like, I just needed to, like, you know, hibernate, I guess, be in the hyperbolic time chamber, so to speak. You got the Capsule Corp cup over there.
Oh yeah, I gotta get in on that. Oh.
Yeah. But no, it's just, I had to do realization of me just doing that shit, like, you know. But I never wanted to push away all the people that love me. That's like the number one, because then you find people that like are not really, you know, fit for your life. You find that too, people that like, you know, are not fit for your life, and just, you know, are just part of your past and not part of your presence, and probably go into your future. And I think that's something why they gave me a lot of anxiety, because I'd always think about, you know, the brand of Longsword Style, our career in music. Are we really meeting our full potential? Are we making enough content? Like, we're not getting enough views or following, or like, you know, like not living up to the standard that we see other people living, or we see people younger or older moving faster than we are. And I always was just scared of just like, fuck, I'm not doing what I need to be doing. But then like, it's like only validation you need is from yourself, and your loved ones will always be there to support you. And there's a term I found recently where I'm just been kind of like abiding by, which is like, the past is the past, so let it be. So just be present and move to like always keep moving forward, but never look far into the future. Like, you know, we could always try to plan the future, but You know, it is what it is. We make our future now, which is the present. Everything lives simultaneously, past, present, and future, all like one stacked level. It's just you have to be in the present moment in order to make anything happen. Past is the past for a reason. It makes you who you are, but it's not defining like who you will be tomorrow. You know, only you will define who you're going to be tomorrow because it's the work that you put in for yourself.
Yeah, only you can say. I mean, you got a lot of control, more control than you realize.
I think that's the thing too, is people want full control, and I think that's something I wanted, is like full collateral fucking control of just like, I need to be in control of everything in order to make the future I want, you know, put my dad like where it needs to be. But it's just like, you know, things that are not in your control, just let it be. You know, you can't control those things. You just fucking move with the flow and then just do what you can.
One thing I would say, actually, you saying that was a little bit eye-opening for me, because I didn't know that you felt like that, because I felt like that for so long. Of just, and sometimes I still feel it. Of like, mine isn't like, it's not really about making enough content, I guess, other than like I feel like I could make more music videos. But like, I feel like I make a lot of music, you know. But
Oh, you do.
But I do feel that thing of like, it's not attracting like the audience I want.
Yeah.
And like, it does. Like, and honestly, we have attracted more of an audience than most artists ever will. That's something that's hard to imagine, but think of all the people that really struggle. Like, we both have pretty good followings at this point.
Yeah.
We've attracted like a decent amount of people to our stuff, more than most artists will.
Yeah.
In their whole stand. And it's hard, but I feel it though, because at the same time, I'm like, I see people that I know don't make as good of music as us that have like more of a following.
Yeah.
And it's hard not to compare yourself, so I totally get that.
You got to remind yourself not to compare yourself to anybody, and which is really hard, especially in this like day and age we live in, because where everyone's just so attached to social media, like nonstop. Like, that's why I took a break off of fucking Instagram, and like I took a break off of TikTok, and I only used one TikTok account. And it was like me, just like, I wouldn't even scroll. I would just make, because I want to do fun stuff still. And I would just make like content, and then I would just like post it and not even scroll, and just be like, whatever, like I'm gonna stick to one account, and like that's it. But I noticed in that little hiatus I went to, I would watch other people. I would start people watching again. I remember that used to be a thing. People would people watch, and I would just, not like in a creepy way, but it would just like, you observe the world around you. And I would like open myself up to the world more, of just like observing what was going on around me. And I would just see people like plugged into their phones like nonstop. And like, even at work or at the office, like I would see people like my colleagues and stuff like that. They would just pick up their phone like a second nature and just be on Instagram. And then they would even say, they're like, I'm stuck. And I'm like, well, get off your phone. And they're like, no, I'm stuck. Like, I can't. And I would like literally sometimes have to like slap their phone out of them. Like, dude, like, get off your fucking phone. Like, if you're stuck, then there's no reason for you to be needlessly scrolling or like wanting to compare yourself to others. And like, someone posted something. Oh, I got to post something. Like, oh, they're doing work. I got to do work. Like, hustle, 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 hustle. And that could burn you the fuck out, because I was really about that. I mean, those are great motivations for sure. Like, yes, work, put yourself to it, be, empower yourself and give love to what you really like doing and create what you want to create, because it's your creativity. And, you know, like, don't die with your music and your fucking creativity still inside you, because that could reach out to multiple different people in different ways. But like, I would just notice that people would just be plugged into their fucking shit nonstop. And I'm just like, you can't compare yourself to others, which it's hard. We do it every day.
It's like almost impossible.
It almost is, but it's not. It's not impossible, but yeah, it's just very fucking difficult for sure. Like, we all agree on that, but it's just like, I think the only way to only like unhinge from that is if we do it together.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, and honestly, you know, you and I have some insight that most people don't have. This is how most people view music. They're like, oh, if you're not getting this amount of plays, if you don't have this amount of followers, like, if you don't have this amount of people at your shows, like, then your music sucks. Like, that's basically
that, or
as simple as people put it.
that, and people are putting it, especially out here, people put it like, oh, like, you have a following in this, like, you make music, well, if you're not making money off of it, then you're not good enough. And it's like, that's pretty like down-putting to say to some people that don't have like very high self-esteem, because I've met some people that don't have high self-esteem and they're good, but then they hear that and then they just get shut down. And I'm like, no, don't get shut down.
Most artists don't. The difference between us and a lot of other artists is we do have that confidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we do, like, we might not always like where we're at in life and all this other shit.
Yeah.
But you and I believe in our art more than most people.
Well, you got to think too, like, look how far you came, and even if you feel like if you went back, like, in life, like, if you feel like you're at a certain point in life and then you step back, and then you're like, fuck, I'm at rock bottom, then there's nowhere to go except up, which is beautiful, because then you're like, if you're at rock bottom, perfect. That's the perfect time to fucking build and see what's around you, evaluate, and be like, all right, you know what? Fuck this. Like, I got to get up from here. Which is kind of like, I didn't even realize that. Like, I think Bill Burr said some shit about that, because he used to be, like, really into alcoholism, and then, like, he was sleeping on his friend's couch one day, and he's like, yo, fuck this. I got to fucking, like, get my shit together and do it. And then now he's doing his own shit. But, like, I don't even realize how far I came, because look at me. I got my own apartment here in downtown Los Angeles. I moved out from, like, being where I was at. I have furtherly stepped myself along, and even if I have setbacks in my life, like, you know, on bills or other shit, like, it doesn't matter, because I know in the end it'll still all work out as long as I keep working towards what I want to work towards in some way. I don't know how, but I just know if I keep at it, like, you know, the outdoors of opportunity will open themselves up. And that's why it shows, like, you know, if you're actually prepared for that stuff, because all the things you go through is preparing you for what you really think about it this way. There's a goal in your mind and you set yourself to it and you really want it. But if you don't go through all those stages and steps, and if you don't fail, and if you don't, like, try, and if you don't try to get there, then you're not going to be prepared or have the tools well equipped enough to get you there. You know, you got to take chances, you got to take risk, and, like, if you fail, that's fine. Like, that's part of the growth that, like, makes you stronger as a person. So when you get to what you want to get and be where you want to be, then you'll be like, yes, this was well deserved, because I did definitely put in the work for it. How you were talking about, like, you know, being scared of it. Like, remember when the first podcast that I went on your show, and, like, we did it out of Jazz's room, and I was, like, nervous as fuck and, like, scared shitless, and, like, I was just like, oh, like, I was just kept texting him like, I'm scared, I'm nervous. He's like, don't be, like, you'll be fine. And it was fun. I mean, I probably said some stuff that was, like, a little bit more outrageous than I usually say, but I just, because I didn't know how to handle myself, like, you know, in the public setting like that.
You want me to tell you something? That's still the most played episode.
Really? New Jack's fucking intrusion.
I think it's called New Jack City.
Yeah, that's funny. You know, okay, side note, I used to think that, like, when people said that to me, I thought they were making fun of me. Like, they're like, that was, like, a bad reference with, like, oh, New Jack City. I'm like, man, fuck you. Like, that ain't me. But then I saw that movie, and I was like, this movie's pretty badass. I was like, this movie's fucking sick. I don't know why I took this as offense.
Yeah, man, that's like a classic.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know at that time. I know I didn't know. But no, what's funny is that you say the confidence thing, because I was talking to someone earlier, and I was like, I'm going to be on a podcast later. And they're like, you are? They're like, oh, like, they're like, I don't feel like I wouldn't know what to say, or wouldn't know what to do. And I was like, honestly, like, it is a little bit like, you know, everything you do for the first time is a little bit nervous. Once you get over that hump, I still get stage fright when I'm on stage. I'm pretty sure you do too, but you get over your hump. And I was like, what it is that confidence is key, but overconfidence can definitely destroy you, because you get, like, a little bit egotistical and shit. But then she was all like, well, you do have that. And I was like, I didn't think about that for a second, because she was like, well, you do have, like, confidence. And I was like, thinking about it, I was like, well, thank you. Like, I never, like, kind of, like, took myself back to reanalyze that, because now it's just like, it's kind of just like riding a bike, you know? Like, I'm so used to it. So at this point, I'm just like, oh yeah, like, we're doing this now. This is our jam, you know? We get to chill, we get to talk, we get to fucking, like, speak to some people that, like, hopefully we can reach out to. But it's like, I forget the confidence that it takes to get to some points. And then when you get to those levels of confidence, you just keep kind of leveling up to, you're like, oh shit, like, I'm confident in myself, my body, and my presence, that, like, you know, like, I don't have to worry about other people's opinionations. I mean, you should definitely, like, regulate yourself if you step out of line, but it's just like, you know, it's the confidence thing for sure. It kind of drives us to do what we want to do, especially in our art, our music, you know, self-explanatory, our creativity, our content. Like, you know, it's just putting yourself out there and just being you authentically. I mean, we could all be a little bit weird. We've seen a lot of weird shit on the internet. Honestly, the internet and fucking social media have literally just, like, upstaged everything to just show how much weird shit we do behind closed doors, but now putting it to fucking media, which is, you see a lot of weird shit, but I mean, that's just part of being human, you know?
You know, one thing that I was thinking today, like, I was, you know, just thinking of, like, I'm always thinking of, like, how can I do better at this? Like, how can I make things better? And I realized, like, I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm like, I almost, like, wait for certain times to post videos, and I'm like, I don't want to post too many videos.
Yeah.
I don't think you really can.
You can't post, but there is a right time to post
Right
stuff.
time.
There is, because there's I have a friend, a very good friend that he's been working with me this year. George, shout out to George. He's actually a very good man. He actually helped upstage my social media content like algorithm quite a bit because that's what he does. He looks at numbers. He helps people. Like he's really good at that. He helps VTubers. He's fucking really good at that stuff. He knows the digits pretty well. But he helped me understand what the algorithm, like how to like manipulate the algorithm to like do search engines and also like put your videos at certain times and go in different directions to like go to the audience you want and like get there, which is really great advice because yeah, you can't there's not a limit of how many videos you can post in a day. You can post as much shit as you want endlessly. You can just keep doing it like continuously. It's just the fact that like, you know, it just
What do you think would be the negative of that? Because I was trying to, because I think, I don't know about you, but like people are really judgy with the numbers, so that I know, like when they look at your stuff, it's like, oh yeah, you're not. Like I remember this. Actually, I don't even want to give her that much clout by mentioning it, but it's just I'm using it more as an example. This girl was like, oh, you're not really from LA. You're using LA for clout to boost your whack music, and like she was saying, like
hater.
that's what she was saying. But she was saying it because she was looking at the likes on like one of my videos.
Uh-huh.
Like, yeah, no one likes this because I think it had like 13 likes or something.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's so common on Instagram now. I
Yeah.
see so many people, and sometimes like
It's not even about likes anymore either, really, because if you like things, it'll push more of that algorithm towards shit. But that's why people are careful on what they like now because they're not gonna get shit maybe they don't want, but they do like what they see, but they don't want to have like more random stuff go to their fucking like algorithm. But it's weird.
yeah, and then like not only that, but it's like you see so much stuff. I probably like a single digit number of posts per day, honestly.
Yeah.
I barely like anything myself, so I think that's how most people.
Same, honestly.
Like they see it and you like it, like it's
Yeah,
cool, but
true.
You don't actually like.
I know.
If I see you, if you pop up, I'm gonna like it.
Oh yeah, it's because of our friends and family, which is true.
But I also do like what you're doing. It's not that, but I'm like, oh, this is my friend. I want to support my friend. It's like, and it didn't used to be like that.
Yeah.
You used to just like stuff.
Which is crazy because then people are like, oh, I don't. Which actually, shout out to Chelsea. If she hears this, Chelsea, shout out to you. I was just watching her live. I was just talking to Zero Grab about this too. But she was literally just saying exactly the same thing. Is that like, people like shit for no reason, or they don't want to like it, or she's like stepping away from TikTok and wants to do more YouTube. And she's like, well, it's not even about like, like I get bored of making TikToks and I want to do more creativity on YouTube, but it's just like, she wants to make a support system really. And then like, we know that like, it doesn't even matter how many likes or views you get because you look for validation and you get like discouraged because you're like, oh shit, I only get like 13 views. Like not many people are watching my shit, but like, that's like still 13 people that like, that you reached out to. And on top of that, like, of course, like your friends and family are always going to support you. They're always going to be your biggest fans. And may not even be into what you're like doing, but they will all still support you. Like, I know my family finds my shit weird, or they'll always be like, you seem like kind of very out there, like grunge or alt or punk rocky or like this type of person, but they're always just still like, no matter what, we're still going to love and support you. My dad, for sure. Like, my aunts, my cousins are like, we support each other because we are good friends and we are like, it is a very good feeling to have that kind of support system. Cause then it's like, that's where you get to start the growth from. And someone else put this to me, where I was like, damn, like that's kind of fucking wild because like, I didn't think about it. He's like, if you get discouraged by numbers, think about it this way. Like, if you're doing a live and then like you only get like fucking 300 views, not even that. If you get like 9 views, that's like, think about it in a way, like that's 9 people you're hanging out with, like in person, basically almost. So if you're like, he's like, if you up that 20 people, then that's like in a bigger room. If you up that to like 50 people, that's even a bigger room. If you're upping those numbers, great. But like, remind yourself, even if it's small, that's still like a small group of people you still get to like hang out and reach out to. And then some of them like might need to hear what you want to say. That's what I felt were fucking, with ZN, the fucking, our album. I was just like, I know that's a very deep album, but I hope that someone hears that and they're like, holy shit, like this is something I really fucking needed to hear to save my life or like make myself look differently. And like, if they're like in a very depressive state, I feel like that album hopefully reached out to him in the perfect time. I mean, granted, that album took what 5 years to fucking make, but I always said this from the get go is that I feel like everything happens at the perfect timing, and I feel like that album could not happen at a more perfect time. This like year was definitely about enlightenment, people finding more spirituality in themselves, and like uplifting themselves out of depression, and stress, and anxiety. And I feel like that album was like a fucking like bread and butter. Be like, here you go, like. We're going to help you through this. Like, this is all the love you need. Because it literally is just about love and expansion and just being one with fucking the universe. It was very a deep topic for even how young we wrote that or how fucking young we made that at.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. I was actually listening to it on the way here because I was like, oh, that makes sense. I should do that. Like, we're about to chill. I was like, what should I listen to? I was actually listening to my album before that, like chronologically, because for me that album is really one of the first to Zero Grab, like in terms of when I completed it. So I was thinking about it, and when I was listening, I was like, oh yeah, I was on that wave then too. Like I've never listened to like Life in Zero Gravity 1, and then listened to ZN, but when I did, I was like, oh yeah, it's written around the same time. So I tell. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say. And I don't know how much you like this question, but what I wanted to ask you
hit me
was
I'm honest.
I'm gonna be honest about it, and I honestly feel like I don't think I know we made the album, but I feel like most artists should.
It sucked. No, explain what happened.
Most artists should feel this way about their albums, so I don't think that there was a better album that came out this year. Like,
you keep saying that, and I feel very humbled by it because like. I don't know, man. This year was a very good year for music. There was a lot of good albums. I know that you can like we've debated over it. I know you think some albums are not that great that I think are good, but I mean, honestly, I have a lot of confidence in it. I do. I definitely do have a lot of confidence in that album. But like, fuck, like there was a lot of good music this year. I'm just happy to. You know what it is? I'm humbled enough to be happy to be part of it, and I feel like you definitely have more drive of pushing it of being like one of the best albums. For sure, but regardless of where it scores on the rank board, I don't even care if it scores at the bottom dead last of being part of like, because even if it scores bottom ranked last of like albums that happened this year, I'd still be like, hey, we're still fucking part of that, like, which is fucking amazing because this year was fucking like just phenomenal for fucking music, and I feel very happy to be like, hey, we did that year too, like, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of good shit that came out this year, and I'm really glad to be part of that. So it's very humbling to have that kind of experience. You know, it's on all platforms. It's fucking played worldwide.
And fucking some of the songs go like, they kind of go viral. Like fucking Bouquet will get like thousands.
I know you've told me that Bouquet has done that, and then like DK, like people have told me like I fucking love DK. And then there's even some friends that like they're like, dude, I really love Andrea's Andromeda. And I totally forgot that I wrote that up about a specific someone, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like that's out there. Because then because that was made in solitude for so long of me and you being in the studios in Hollywood, being in the studios in fucking inside fucking Silver Lake and fucking here in Los Angeles. It was even recorded in some other places or made in some other places, and it was just so like in our like domain. Like we didn't like really fucking like do anything super extravagant, but like. It was so in our domain, and then we put it to a platform that's like basically out broadcasting it out to the world. And that means that everyone in the world could fucking hear it right now, which is fucking bizarre to think about that. Because then it was so came from the heart that I'm like, oh shit, like people are going to hear this worldwide now, which is kind of fucking crazy. Because you're like so used to like having your baby for so long, and you're like setting it free, like go fly now, like you're going to go bye-bye.
Yeah,
it's bizarre.
It's true, and I'm gonna be honest. I definitely think that we can do better.
Oh, for sure.
And as good as it is, we're going to do better.
Yeah, for sure.
But I was just like, I don't know how you feel. I legitimately feel there's one album that I can think of where I'm like, I wouldn't be mad if someone said like, oh yeah, that one, I like that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Other than that, I'm like, I didn't hear like, yeah.
Beyonce's album? Is that what you're saying?
I actually haven't really heard it.
I didn't care for it.
It wasn't bad though.
I heard it was good, but people think that I don't know. It was good, but it was just like you gotta remember her whole writing team. Like someone like with, I guess a small note I would say about it. It was good, but it was just like people are like, oh my god, like I can't believe she's talking about all these things that like we're going through, or like it's so like to today's like taste. I'm like, you got to remember that this chick has a bunch of writers that are around our age and know what's going on social media wise, like around like, you know, like what's affecting us personally. So like she doesn't know what the fuck we're going through because she lives that rich. She's on the fucking high. That's why she's on a horse. That's fucking unicorn. She's on a fucking high horse. She's legitimately on a fucking high horse. So if you think that she's gonna step down from that and think she's living this like what we're living through right now, no, she's been there before, yes, but like not now. Like that's why she's speaking so like, you know, of the times, is because she has a team of writers that like place her and be this person that she's pretty much just an entertainer. So it's pushing her to be like, you know, the entertainer she's supposed to be.
Yeah, I legitimately haven't heard that.
Don't talk about like that about Queen Bee.
But the one thing I would say is I did hear her talking about like how she has basically talking about working a 9 to 5. I'm like, girl, have you ever worked a 9 to 5?
I don't think she really has. She's been doing
this to her, but she's been in Destiny's Child since she was like a teenager.
Exactly.
Really like experience like that.
There's some that have came from rags to riches though, for sure. Like there's quite a lot of few artists have been. I mean, I guess most notable you could probably say that like on the girl spectrum, Madonna came from rags to riches for sure. That girl will be old though. But her who else was I gonna say?
I'm sure there's a lot.
There is a lot.
But there's a lot.
Oh, fucking TLC when they wrote Scrubs. And they were trying to act like they were like high and like, you know, like rich and shit like that. But even when they got to receive the award, they're like, yo, we wrote that song and we're still not like making a shit like off of like that song at all. Like they said that during the fucking VMAs, I think it was. Right? I think they said something about that where they're just like, no, we haven't made shit, even though we're talking about trying to be rich, like, and not wanting no scrub. Like we're scrubs right now, fucking writing about how we don't want no scrubs.
Yeah, for real.
It's kind of wild, honestly.
Fake it till you make it.
Kind of, in a sense, it kind of is like that, but not too much fake it, but it is kind of like that. Like, we all, like, are trying to do something that, like, you know, trying to live a life that we're not really actually living, but at the same time, we're trying to be true to ourselves, you know, and I think that's the most, like, we can ask ourselves, is just be true to ourselves, and yes, make what we want to make. And then there's people that make, like, shit that's, like, amazing out of their fucking bedroom. And then people are like, oh my God, how much studio shit do you have? Or how much gear do you have? And then they're like, I don't got shit. Like, I literally made this out of my bedroom. And sometimes less is more, which is great. Because how I live my music life, simple yet complex. The simplicity is like from what you have or what you like work with. The complexity comes in like the creativity that you put into it, you know? Yeah. I've always lived my fucking like my life kind of like that, simple yet complex, which is a little bit chaotic, but like it still works. One of my professors told me is like he's like, okay, say it like this: you saw someone, your favorite artist, your favorite DJ, or your favorite creator, and then you fucking like they have all this crazy setup and all this crazy gear, and you want that because you see it, and then you're like, I want that because that's the shit I get to make if I get to have that kind of stuff like that. They get to have that because they figured out how to work it and also work it to their benefit. But what's crazy is like if you had all that shit in front of you that they had, and then you tried to make like the best content you can, I'm pretty sure you can come up with some pretty cool stuff, but you might oversaturate yourself with like things you don't need, because then like the less stuff you have and the less like equipment that you have, the more of an output you're going to put towards using it. You know, you're going to use that fucking like MIDI board, or you're going to use that computer, or you're going to use like that phone, or you're going to use like that fucking art pad like to its full fucking like context, because that's all you have, and you're gonna make something with it because you're gonna fucking very cherish that, and whatever happens, and fucking you're gonna upgrade, you're gonna level up and keep going, because now you got a full knowledge about how to use that piece of hardware, or that, you know, your creativity, how to like better yourself, like what you're doing. It's a whole entire fail, repeat, and just repetition, really.
Yeah, it really is. It's like it's trial and error.
Pretty much.
A lot of us are just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah, we're all in the same kind of boat, creativity-wise. Some people just live their lives just working a 9 to 5, and that's fine, you know? If you want to do that, you want to do that. You're just a bot. No, I'm just playing.
They're NPCs.
No, honestly, there's a lot of... because the people that are actually fucking listening to this, that's the ones that give people like us power, I guess, really. If honestly, if it wasn't for people that, like, have those daily jobs or have those, like, you know, those lives that like move through, and we didn't give them it's a kind of a cycle. Like we give them that music to listen to, and they live those lives, and they give us the listens and the, the fan base to push ourselves even more. And it's just a cycle, We wouldn't be anything without the people that like listen to us or fucking, we reach out to. I mean, it would be something. I mean, we'd be ourselves regardless. And we'd make it even if we had 0 fans.
No, it's important though to remember that because so many artists don't think about that and they don't give a fuck about their fans, and you can tell.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what do you can't do a show with no one there.
Fucking Tate. Fucking that. There's a prime example right there. That's a fucking full prime example about being like, fuck my fans. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm just doing like, fucking Bezos, Jeff. He's a fucking total asshole about that.
Yeah. Well, who's really a Jeff Bezos fan? I mean, I guess people like his service, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, do people really like the guy?
No. Well, he's even said it too. Like when he was going to the moon, he's like, "I like to thank every Amazon person because you made all this possible." And I'm like, "Dang, that just goes to show we just fucking gave our money to this asshole." And then he fucking treats his warehouse employees like shit. I think one warehouse. Yeah. I think one warehouse that he had went union, and he totally shut that down immediately. Like he didn't want that. Yeah, he didn't want that happening. He like they went union, and they're gonna get like their benefits and all that shit. And he just was like, "Nope, like." I don't want that. Like, he shut it down completely. Yeah, literally. I was like, wow, dude. Okay.
If that's true, I guess I haven't researched it. But...
I researched a little bit into it. I forgot we could probably click a link. I remember my brother told me, and I was like, I'm going to look this up. And I, like, did read a little about it, and I was like, oh, shit. And I was like, okay.
I have a lot of, it probably is true. I'm just surprised that some of my super leftist friends haven't talked about it. They're probably just pissed off. Because I got some, like, I think about some of the people that are my friends, and I'm like, damn, these people are probably on some watch list or something.
I know, right?
So, like, off the wall leftist. I mean, I'm with them, though. I get it, but, it's all that, like,
yeah.
Stuff. But it's funny that you mentioned that, because I was just thinking today, I was like, how could it ever be bad to have a union? Like, if for an employee, like, I get it kind of gets in the way sometimes. Like some of these guys that have, like when you're trying to get some shit done, the union kind of stands in the way of getting shit done. Like just like on job sites, like some stuff unionized, some shit isn't.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's like, come on now, how could it be bad for the workers?
You know what's funny is that me and my friend Mondo, a friend of mine, we used to fucking like every time we thought union, we forget like that speaks just about it talks about like workforces and warehouses and like some pretty cool like stuff, fucking bay docks and like other things. But every time I hear the word union, my mind goes straight to like fucking like old like 1850s like coal mining, like humming and like fucking like. Basically tunnels, like that's where my mind goes. Like, oh, you joining the union, and then like it's just like us coal mining and shit. Like, oh, that's union work, baby. Like, yeah, exactly. Like working on railroads and like pushing like rock carts through fucking tunnels. I was like, that's what I just think about when I hear unions. Like, is the canary dead? Like, oh, there's gas inside this tunnel. And, like, gotta run out before we fucking get out of there and shit.
You reminded me of some shit. This is a little off the wall, but you know how like. The Chinese people in this country, the Chinese immigrants had a tough time with the railroads. Like, they went through some fucked up shit, like working on the railroad.
Yeah, dude.
I seen these people it was these Chinese people having a wedding, like, a few years ago, and it was, like, train themed, and they were, like, conductors, and I was just like, damn, so did no one think about it?
I mean, hey, if their ancestors got them there, and they're, like, appreciating it, then more power to you.
Yeah, I was like, oh, man. I know, like, I'm not, like, a racist person. I'm like, if a racist sees this,
yeah, of course they're going to go off the wall with that shit.
It's gonna be a wrap.
But that's the thing, too, is that, like, everyone's become so victimized, especially after these years. But I feel like we're finally getting over the hump. Because there was, like, a period where, like, rights got even more pushed, which is great. I'm glad that so many rights came out to women, to the gay community, to, blacks finally, and then freaking, like, it's still getting worked on, but then everyone became so victimized and like a Me Too story to a point where it became like, you better watch what you stay 100 or you'll get canceled. Honestly, I don't give a fuck about getting canceled because what is that? You're not going to cancel me from saying what I got to say because it may hurt and I may be brutally honest, but I'd rather say shit to your face than behind your back. Yeah. But that's the thing too, is like, it's so, I just saw something too, something about, even a black dude was talking about how this woman went to a show, a comedy show, and she was getting offended by what the comedian was saying, And then she was just calling him a pussy, and she was like throwing shit at him, and he was like, dude, it's a fucking comedy show. Like, it's a fucking joke. And even the black dude that was like, you know, doing a stitch with the video, he's like, dude, bitch, take a joke. Like, it's a fucking comedy show. Like, we're there to laugh, not like you not get offended. Like, if you get offended, like, suck it up. Like, you know, people like have lost their backbone or their spine and learning how to fucking take a joke.
Yeah.
Take a joke like how you take a dick, and if you don't take a dick, well, then more power to you. So, sorry if that offended anybody, but that's just being brutally honest. So, come at me.
Come at us. Come at us, but don't come on us.
Yeah. You know what's actually more trippy that I think about is the fact the last time I seen you, dude, was fucking the time you spent the night before you went to Europe.
Yeah.
That was the last time that you were here. That was the last time that I saw you, honestly, person to person. Which was how long ago?
That was September. So like 3
Damn,
months.
dude, it's been that long. And then I'd been off the grid for about like 2 months after that, or like a month after that. I was off the grid for like 2 solid months. No. I got off the grid after October, so like pretty much November, December. Shit, holy crap.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Don't mind that. That was the, you know, we in downtown.
Yeah, we're in downtown right now. We're actually in it's not the Zen Den. I think maybe we'll come up with a name for it as soon as we get done. Yeah.
Actually, you know that place we went to? You were there. I was going to say, I went to the Zen Den. There's a place that's called the Zen Den, and it's like, where we saw Mega.
Yeah.
Martian's Art Show.
Yeah.
That whole thing, that whole setup in that backyard.
Oh yeah, that was the Zen Den.
That was the Zen Den. So yeah, but I do like the name Zen Den. It's dope.
Yeah, no, that's not the name for this place though. I'll come up with a name sooner or later. Maybe the audience can.
Yeah, the audience can.
We'll get votes and polls.
You can add questions to these episodes.
Yeah.
People don't usually respond. But, you know.
Are you on stereo? You're not on stereo right now, are you?
No, it's not stereo. This is just going to get injected straight into the Spotify vein.
Oh, nice. Dang. Put it in my veins. This is CNN.
No, yeah, it's this is CNN. That's Kung Pao, right?
Yeah.
Where they had like it wasn't really James Earl Jones.
Yeah, but it was like making fun of him, like fucking Cho Simba.
Yeah, Simba.
Yeah.
This is CNN.
Can I say like props to that guy?
Actually,
What?
Actually, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, just a quick note. I was gonna say props to that guy for taking care of himself for so long, for being the king, for fucking coming to America, being Mufasa and being Darth Vader, like from past and present. Like there is like he didn't die, like he after all that generation gap, like he's been alive to do the voice of those characters for like lifelong, pretty much. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a very good moment to say that you've done it like that long ago and then do it like still in the future. Like, damn, son.
For real, that's a long time.
Yeah.
I think he's finally. There's something about him, like he might not. I think he might not be Darth Vader anymore, or something. What were they going?
Oh, I don't know.
I forgot about that.
Well, Vader's no longer even in the series no more. Vader, like, they're done with the Skywalker series. Everything come to an end.
It's finally over. Something about that. My bad. Somebody who follows it more would know. I think it might be that they're going to use. Is that what it was? No, I don't even know. I should stop talking out of my ass.
What was it, though? What were you trying to get
It
at?
was something to do with his voice. I can't remember if he did it or not, but it was one of those things where, like, basically, like, in the future, they're going to be able to use your voice, use all the samples of your voice, and, like, make, like, a robotic version of
Oh, yeah. They did that for,
yeah, I know. Well, actually, go ahead. But I think I know what you're talking
yeah, Toy Story.
about. Toy Story.
Fucking Don Rickles. How he was Mr. Potato Head. In the last Toy Story movie, since he was no longer alive, they literally used clips of, like, pretty much stand-ups and everything he's been on to, like, patch together, like, his audio and then make Mr. Potato Head still Don Rickles, but patch his audio to be the voice of it.
You must have signed on for that, though. Actually.
Which is crazy because it's not even hard that, like, I can do that right now. I can do that off of fucking, like, you know, my DAWs and fucking literally just, like, record, like, hear someone's, or grab audio clips of someone's voice and patch together sentences and shit like that and make it happen.
Sure, yeah. It's going to get weird with that whole fake thing and then being able to fake voices.
I know. Soundboards, remember that?
Yeah, those were fun, the soundboards. Actually, I wanted to do that.
Who was your favorite? Fucking Officer Riviere?
I'm Officer Riviere.
If you guys ever get a chance, look that up. That's old as
I would
fuck.
also do like the Arnold ones.
That was pretty funny, yeah.
Stop whining.
Yeah. Who is your daddy and what does he do?
What does he do?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Stop whining. I still say that sometimes. Just for fun. Like, hey, stop whining. I would say that to, when Jesse was little, I would say that to her. Like, you stop whining.
Which is more fucked up as a father, but it's hilarious.
But the reason why I would do it, she'd start laughing.
Oh, really?
It was funny.
That's hilarious.
She'd be like,
You know what it is? That's you catching her fucking fake crying. She was probably just fake crying to get what she wanted, and you just like caught her in the act. Like, nope. Yeah, and then she's like, fuck, I got caught. Like, I can't even deny that was funny.
Caught you. I knew it wasn't a real laugh. I knew what you were up to this whole time.
Yeah.
Nah, she wasn't bad about that though, honestly, so that was good. Like, she never did like a bunch of fake crying.
Yeah.
Do a lot of it.
Well, how about you, man? What would you have to say or take note of this year? And honestly, what would you have to take away? What would you give in light to? And like, what are your thoughts?
Man, I felt like most of the year was really tight. The last few months been kind of not my favorite months, yeah. But I feel good. Like, it's ending well. So that's nice.
I feel like humanity is taking definitely a foot forward and being a different type of humanity now, especially during this pandemic. I mean, the pandemic's still going on, honestly.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, people are like trying to be like, no, it's not. But honestly, it really still is. We're still coming. Even if it's like COVID is still gonna be something we're gonna have to live with, like the flu or like, you know, things like that. Like, we're still recovering from all like the financial and the mental health and, you know, everything that's like came with the fucking pandemic. We're still kind of getting through. It's not like, oh, pandemic's over, okay, time to live life regular again. Like, it's still like we're healing up the scars and, you know, whatever else we fucking went through this whole time.
Yeah, it didn't like magically go away. Like with the pandemic.
No.
I think people think it's over. It's technically still going on. It just has died down like a lot.
Not right now. Apparently, fucking like COVID cases are on the rise, but we're not trying to talk about that negativity right now. We're not trying to get into the fact that, like, you know, worry the world.
When you go to the store, they are out of like a lot of the medicine, which is a bad sign.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it should be like, it's so typical to be like, I watched the news and that's what was happening, because it was. And my dad always watches the news and he always like has it on, but that's something I noticed when I was over there. It was just like, oh, stores are like running out of like, you know, medical supplies, and they beg families to only take what they need and leave more for other people. And then like COVID cases are on the rise and more people are getting hospitalized. I'm like, here we go. Like, fear's trying to settle back into the people and shit like that. I'm not telling you to be like, fuck it, whatever, I'll do what I want, because I feel like everyone has this like fuck it attitude. I would still say yes, fuck it, but at the same time be like, you know, precautionary and just be, you know, like, kind of watch out. I mean, that's what being human is. We all kind of watch out for each other, even if we don't know each other. And some people are assholes, yes, but it's just, you know, if we all say fuck it, if we all said fuck it to humanity, we would honestly really miss each other and miss human interaction with one another. Guaranteed. Yeah. If you're the last person on earth, and you would beg for someone to be with you just because, you know, you're so used to it. That's another thing too, is that like relationships, dude. I feel like this year has been like a fucking very big year that like people are trying to find relationships or be in a relationship or find their other half or find the love that they need from somebody else. And like all the love was within you. But it's like, I noticed that people really want to have another piece of the puzzle to complete themselves. But like the completion comes within yourself. Yeah. A partner may or may not show up. Like, listen, I'm guaranteeing, a partner will show up in time. It's just that you gotta, like, you know, learn how to treat yourself better and be with yourself. And I know, like, I always say, I'm like, I used to think like I want to be 100% so that I could be like good enough to my partner, which is a little bit like, that's a little bit far-fetched, because I could probably be completely like, I know I'm good enough, I know my worth, but then there are those people that find you, or you find them, and you help each other grow because you help each other patch the shit that you don't see. You know, if you're inside your own head for so long, you know, you can only see so much until someone looks from an outside view and it's like, hey, maybe you're missing out on this, and it gives a different out perspective, like a group activity and shit.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think a lot of people talk about finding someone to complete them, but it really should be someone to complement your life.
Yeah, let me see. I said this to King Mars. Shout out to King Mars. We were just talking to him fucking before we actually began this phone call. But no, him and I were talking about that, and I quoted fucking Boba Fett because what did I say? That I was like, oh, like I'm a fucking like I'm a traveling wizard, and I was like, but only fucking like yeah. He's like, you're like over here like Gandalf, and I was like, only a fucking. I was like, even Gandalf, even though how much solo missions that he was doing and by himself all the time, he still needed a crew because it's true. In the very end, like he was doing shit by himself, but like he always needed a crew in the end. And I told him like a quote that Boba Fett said in the Boba Fett series is that he's like I'm done being like the being the solo act. He's like because I've learned that you can only get so far without a tribe, and I'm like coming to realization like yeah it's true like you need your clique and stuff like that.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I mean regardless too like not everyone's a saint either. I mean there's something else I was reading that like by association, like you may be with a close group of people or a close bond of people, and you may think that you're all like, you guys all have your sins and you guys all have like, your faults, but then like in your eyes, you accept each other by that, with each other with that because you're friends and you're like, you're a pack. But then in another group of people's eyes, you can be totally the bad guy. Like you can totally be on the opposite end. Like you might not even know it. Like, you might not even know what your actions had against others and that you may be seen in a different light to other people. We're not all fucking peaches and keen, and we're not as good as we think we are, but we can just learn how to make peace with each other and peace with ourselves in order to fucking, live a life that's hopefully, serenity in some way, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's true. I mean, we gotta find a way to like build together.
Yeah, exactly.
It's too much negativity out there.
Stoicism is what I've been on pretty much lately too. Seeing my boy, what's his name? My birthday or my shared birthday boy, fucking Marcus Aurelius. I've been listening to a lot of his quotes.
Hey.
He's my birthday twin, along with fucking William Shakespeare. If you want to figure out my birthday, look up their birthdays. That's my birthday.
That's pretty wild. I don't have anyone that cool for my birthday, I don't think.
Yeah, look it up. I remember it's like I only even figured this out because I remember I was with a bunch of kitchen witches, and they were like, "What's your birthday?" And then they were like looking up who they shared birthdays with, and they shared birthdays with like politicians and some other weird fucking people. I think one chick shared a birthday with fucking like Stalin, and it was just hilarious because we're just like like we knew you were a patriarch, like motherfucker. She was getting all mad. But then no, I remember I found that out because they're like, dude, you share a birthday with William Shakespeare and fucking Marcus Aurelius, and I was like, whoa, I was like, that's pretty fucking wild. I was like, that's kind of cool actually.
That is wild. Did that make you want to like use the Marcus Aurelius influence for your projects, or was that like?
I don't know. I've always been drawn to his like teachings and stoicism and stuff like that, which I'm just feeling like more, especially with the older I get, I feel like I'm putting it more towards my life, that I'm like, oh shit, like this is really like to the bone of like literally what stuff needs to be heard as. Yeah, and then it's like crazy because there's shit that I see of his and I'm like, man, like that I've been saying, oh dude, fucking the one that you liked, the one I put on my fucking Instagram, because I've been saying that shit to people for years, and then I saw that quote of his.
Yeah,
Now
live.
live.
I am now live. We are live in
Okay,
this.
let's see.
If anybody, now we got the group chat going. So if anybody wants to
Join in on the
share
chat.
on the chat end of this, you can. You
Yeah,
could give
pretty
us,
much.
ask us questions, whatever you want to do. So we're getting live in here.
King Mars. I know King Mars.
King
will
Mars is
join
there.
in
Yeah,
first.
he probably will. King Mars probably will join. And then as this,
We have someone. Is that you, Mars? Where are you at? Are you in this right now? We're
Where
going
you
live.
at?
We're doing this live podcast session.
yeah,
right
we're
now.
doing it live. We're simulcast
Hi,
on
I'm New
Instagram.
Jack.
Yeah.
What's good?
This New Jack right here. I'm like a director with this thing. This
No,
thing
no,
actually works pretty well. I got that fisheye lens.
Oh, cool.
This is New Jack up close and personal.
Only the ladies get that close. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah. I went to. I showed them how the sausage is made.
Dang, exactly. How the churros are boiled.
LSS. Mars says. King Mars says LSS.
Hey, there you are, motherfucker. You black motherfucker.
Oh goddamn.
He says I'm black. He says I have a black ass schedule. Didn't you say that? You're like, dude, you have a blacker schedule than I do. I'm like, dang, bro. Thanks, I guess.
Me and Mars are like the early risers.
What do you mean?
We rise early.
Oh, I know, yeah. You guys fucking get up at crack of dawn. I wake up at like fucking like 9 or 10 to get my fucking day rolling. I'm like, alright, time to Henry Rollins this bitch.
Yeah. Henny Rollins this bitch.
Yeah. So fucking did he say something?
Anything's possible. You do, black ass motherfucker.
See, right there. People that doubt me, they're like, no, he doesn't say that. I'm like, I got a black friend that says I'm blacker than he is sometimes, and I'm like, I don't know how to take that. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
It's a compliment. It really is a compliment.
It is a compliment.
It's a very. I got the swag of a black man, is what he's trying to say, and I feel very humbled by that. So thank you.
Humbled and honored.
I'm still not gonna say the N-word though. So I'm like, no.
You know, they're gonna get me demonetized.
I know, right? Because of the shit I say outrageous. I might say it to him, but I'm not gonna say it to not anybody on the street.
I guess demonetized. Yeah, it's different. You know what's weird is like when I actually went live once, I was like, "Fuck, what do I say live?"
It's just
the same thing, but I was like, "Damn, it's different when it's." And what's really weird is I did live radio for like 7 years, and I was fine.
Yeah.
But when you're doing live video, it's like, oh, this is different.
I'm kind of used to being on the camera, but I think it just comes to the fact like you feel like you have to entertain the crowd somewhat of like being like, oh, like there's a camera on me now, like rather than like you just being in your pajamas and shit fucking recording. By the way, we're recording this in my house. It's studio, I guess, should you say. But usually we do this out of a studio or we do it over like, internet connection, but I mean, fuck it, why not bring it to the domain, get comfortable and shit like that. We're supposed to go to the studio, but everything's booked. So what else? I have fun actually doing it here anyways.
We're doing this in the Zen Den, patent pending.
It's not the Zen Den yet. I know. Mars, maybe you can help us out with this because we're trying to come up with a name for like
what we call
apartment. Since everyone says that like it has a fucking vibe to it. My brother called it the Zen Den he came inside the apartment once. Oh no, Mars knows that the Zen Den's already a thing, so I can't be calling it that. And I feel like that's such a basic name anyways. People will probably be calling it. They probably call their site, their home, the Zen Den. That's just ring off the tongue so well.
I haven't heard it that much. It's literally only that other
But I
spot.
feel like it's not, okay, like, I don't mean anything wrong, but I just feel like it's not really that intellectually complex. Like, people are just like, it's like Zen Den, like, it just rolls off the tongue so, fucking commonly. And I'm just like saying that, what is he saying?
LSS chamber.
Dude!
What is the LSS?
Hold on, Mars, look what he got me, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on,
I forgot about this shit. I actually probably should have done this live.
But
there was actually a reason why I didn't is because I was like, damn, if he has this, I'm
Mars, dude, no, I didn't know this fool got me a Christmas gift. Look at this motherfucker got me. You're gonna have to turn your phone sideways. You see that? Fucking where everything started, bruh.
The Shaolin and the Wu-Tang could be dangerous.
That's fucking insane.
Got that Shaolin and the
Thank you for
Wu-Tang.
the Christmas gift.
High five.
High five.
Do you know how the high five was invented?
Baseball, right?
Yeah, Dusty Baker and some other player on the Dodgers.
I think you said that to me.
Yeah, that was a trip.
Isn't that awesome that the Dodgers fucking like legitimately came up with fucking like the high five, and they were the first team to have an African American on the team.
Oh yeah, true.
That's history. Oh, speaking of which, where's my phone? I was walking in Silver Lake, and I didn't notice that they have like stars on the ground, or not even stars. They just have, I guess, for some reason they have like athletes and like sports affiliates like on the ground when you walk, kind of like how the Hollywood stars are.
Yeah.
And I was walking next to the grocery store, and look who I found.
Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, I found Jackie Robinson's like plate on the ground, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I had to like stop and take a photo. I never take photos of people's like stars and shit, but that was one person I saw, and I was like, "Dude, I gotta take a photo of that. That's awesome."
Tight, Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, I didn't know that's where his like plate was, and I was like, "That's pretty fucking sick."
I like his statue outside of Dodger Stadium. Like, yeah, him like sliding into home.
Yeah, what's even? I mean, it's cool that like. It's honestly awesome that we are the team that had the first African American player on the team. which is like already historical as it is. But it would have been something if like he sucked and it'd be like, well, like he was the first African American, but he sucked. Like
if he sucked, that would
it's like well, like at least he was the first African American. But the fact that he was like fucking good and he was the first African American team, like that's just like that's fucking amazing. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it opened the door more.
Yeah, because if he sucked, it'd be like, well, it is what it is. Like
it's like that guy. You remember when the NFL a couple of years ago had that guy Michael Sam, like the first openly gay NFL player?
Oh yeah.
But he wasn't very good.
Yeah, exactly.
And it just was like, damn.
Yeah, it's like, well, like,
the door is closed.
The door is closed. It's not closed, but it makes it very slim to fucking have those chances right now. Someone's gonna open that shit wide.
No more gays in the NFL.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't like that. But it was like, man, it sucks. Because usually it goes well, you know? Like...
There's so many jokes that could be made at that, too. Like, he gets back to the fucking, like, pin, and they're like, what do you mean you can't toss a ball? And, like, it's like, oh, man. Like, you can't get yards in. What are you talking about? It's like, oh, shit. You better stop while you're ahead.
Yeah, man. It was... it sucks that happened like that. What? Oh, no. Somebody else joined. Oh! Hi. Hello.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah, we're going live.
Welcome to the live. We're
Welcome
live
to
podcasting on my couch. And
the LSS chamber.
We're just doing a end of the year recap and also talking about, you know, our successes, a lot of our failures, our mental states, also fucking what our plans are for the next year, and not to like really be too hard on ourselves. You know, I feel like every time a year ends, people are like, all right, I'm gonna do this next year. Like, this is my resolution. Like, I gotta have this. Like, I just honestly feel like whatever knowledge and mindset that you fucking learned from this year, put it towards next year and literally watch yourself grow. Don't be hard on yourself. Hustle, yes. Like, go after what you dream. Go after, like, you know, what makes you you creatively wise. And just fucking focus, you know. Don't let things get to you. We all crumble. We all compare ourselves online especially, but... I mean, we'll all get through this together. You know, we're all learning, we're all healing. This year was especially fucking detrimental to fucking healing.
It really was. It was a wild year for that.
Yeah, for sure.
In general, so this is probably a better spot.
Where's my body armor? There we go.
Body armor. Oh yeah, Kobe,
body armor.
Kobe owned part. I think he made like hella money off of that body armor.
It's actually pretty damn good. I really like it.
They have a Kobe flavor. It's like Mamba Forever flavor.
What does it taste like? Like snake?
I forgot what it tastes. Well, I don't know if I would like that flavor.
I was saying Black Mamba. I was like, what does that taste like? Snake? Fucking Black Mamba.
I'm not trying to taste snake.
Yeah. Like.
Speaking of that, well, not speaking of tasting snake. You just reminded me. There's like a life-size snake statue inside of the Lost Levels arcade.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, I just saw it today. I was like, what? I gotta get a picture with that.
David Hayter. Old school.
Yeah.
What's up, people that join? What's good?
What's up? How's it going out there?
No, we're just chilling right now, talking over shit. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, or shit, random, wild shit you want to say, go ahead and say.
Yeah. See, now I'm going to look at this camera on camera.
Yeah. By the way, if you hear any interference from, like, the street, like, but we're in downtown Los Angeles right now, so if you hear sirens, crackheads screaming, and fucking, like, cars and shit honking and stuff, it's just a nightlife over here.
Yeah, and if you hear us say "orale," it's because we're from the streets.
Yeah, exactly.
I had to drop that.
No, yeah, the what do you call it? Police station and fucking the Middle School Civic Center is like right here, so it's literally like a block away.
Yeah, that guy's probably there right now working.
I know. Sorry if it's a little bit dark on your end, but you know we like to keep it. It's nicely lit over here on our side, so sorry if it's like dimly lit.
This camera, you can't really see it from your angle. It's picking up light like really
that
well.
camera. I'm talking about the Instagram camera.
The Instagram camera might.
Who be saying what?
Who's saying? Who talking shit?
No.
Hola, what up? Hola.
¿Qué pasó?
Grab shirt is fire. Oh, thank you.
I know. Curbo. Did you see that
this
shit?
Kirby shirt.
Curbo.
Incredible. Yeah, I just got this, so it's like all crispy right now.
Kirby, fucking one of the saints of the Lord. Kirby, fucking who is it? Simon Belmont and Luigi. I don't know if you guys ever seen those videos on YouTube, but there's a holy trinity. It's Simon Belmont, Luigi, and Kirby, or Curbo, as he's called.
Yeah, I never had any Kirby gear before, so the only thing I ever had was like an amiibo, you know. Yeah, so that's the first
Curbo, fucking in the cut. He's basically a god.
He's curb serving, yeah.
He really is. Basically, the only thing they only actually anytime he gets up to fight is if someone fucks with his food. If someone fucks with the food, then he's like, nah, we're cutting it.
fuck
Like,
that.
you can't be fucking with my food. That's the only time he gets up. Look in the games. Like, literally the only time, like, if something threatening happens, if something happens to the food, and he's like, nope, like, you gotta go. Like, it's not, you can't be fucking with the population like that. Which is true. If fucking someone tries to tell you you can't eat, fucking murder them. Like, don't ever let anyone take
Don't
away
let
your
anyone take that food.
Yeah,
from you.
take that right away from
Fuck
you to
that.
eat. No, don't murder them. Maybe.
No, murder them and eat them.
Maybe that's
no,
it.
don't do that.
Unless we come to post-apocalyptic, then maybe. But for now, be civil.
Be civil about it. You don't have to go that far.
But no, continuing from what we left off on, because we kind of cut the
Good
beginning
kid,
half of the podcast. So, I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, what's the thoughts about the year that passed on, man?
Thoughts about the year. A lot of thoughts, honestly. The THOTS kind. No.
I knew you were going to say that.
No.
Of all places. And
Every time I hear that word, that's what I think of. And I know that's bad. It's not a good thing. But that's the way it goes.
no, I
sometimes.
say it. I say that too. Sometimes they're like, because some people always like. One of my managers always says like, he's like, oh, that's a thought. I'm like you mean like a thought or like a thought? And he's like, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, no, seriously, because I don't know which one you're talking about.
You know it's not a thought, Nicholas.
He's the one that's always like, where the girls at? I'm like,
Where the
see,
bitches at?
you're the one
Yeah.
that fucking starts this bullshit.
It's like that video I found recently. It's like this guy German. He's doing like a poetic style thing. He's
Yeah.
like, dudes always ask where the bitch is at, but never look inward.
I saw that. He actually has some funny ones. I've seen him before,
Yeah.
and there was another video he had, and I couldn't remember for the life of me. But it was hilarious. I was like, that's some real shit right there.
They never look inward.
Truthful be speaking.
Truth. Yeah.
You wanna say something?
This is a very so yeah. For those who
What does it say?
it's probably gonna
grab shirt. Oh,
yeah,
I already got that.
you gotta remember. Wait, what flag is that? Where are you checking in from? We got somebody from. Is that Cuba? It almost looks like it, but I'm not.
El Cuba?
I kind of doubt it though. I feel like their internet would be more regulated. So
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard to tell. Like the flag is so small on there, but
Yeah,
you're
hard to
welcome
tell.
wherever you come from.
I know, you're welcome.
We welcome
always.
you to the MSS chamber.
I know,
That
right?
actually does fit well because of Chamber Zero too. So it's like
The
It's
LSS
like-
chamber.
it's
You
like-
know what's funny? Actually, fucking, I was telling a group of people, like, a group of friends that I knew somewhat, and then, like, I didn't know the other half of the group of friends. And then, Marge, you gotta send me a design, by the way, because I was trying to show them. But, like, I was telling them about the brand, and they're like, so wait, what's it called? And I was like, well, it's called LSS. And they're like, what's that stand for? And I, like, kind of hesitated because I was around, like, a bunch of girls, and I was like, it stands for longsword style. And they're like, wait, why longsword style? And I was like, because there's a meaning behind it, and then where it came from started as a joke, and then the other members are like, no, fuck it, let's call it that, like, that's badass. And I was like, I don't know, it's just a joke, but then we rolled with it, and then I told them what, like, the kind of where it came from, and, like, multiple girls were like, I gotta have a shirt of that. They're like, that's fucking awesome. And I was like, oh my God.
There you go.
So they were like trying
So
to like,
it's
but
coming
Mars,
out.
they were like asking me for a design. They're like, oh, can I see a design for it? And I was like, I don't think I have it on my phone because all my phone pics I deleted. But I was like, I'll try to find if I can get like a design from like my friend or like our account or fucking our other account.
You know the girls fuck with the long swords.
That shit was hilarious. I didn't expect the reaction I got out of it because I was like stuck in a halt. I was like, do I say that we just have fucking never mind. I'm not gonna say it live.
Not everyone can wield the blades, the blades of Excalibur.
Yeah, exactly. It takes one holy knight to fucking
Yeah.
hold the wield of Excalibur.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, look where he at now.
Yeah.
3 movie deals later.
Exactly.
No.
No, for real though, it's like I always saw like the marketing potential in it. I was like, wait, this could really like take off.
It actually has it, so it's pretty cool, honestly.
Everyone who hears it is like, they think it's a good idea, so, you know. Nobody steal our shit. But Mars say, I got some in the works. I got you really soon, bro. Hey.
Good news to
That's
hear.
what we like to hear.
I know, it's just funny because I didn't expect to give people an answer at that time, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, I had to fucking explain longsword style right now.
You can't, though, you could spend a lifetime and they'll never fully understand.
The wisdom may not
The
fully
way
get
of the
through.
sword.
The way of the sword. You know who actually might be a fucking member of the fucking longsword style is one of the original members, fucking Mushato, the fucking guy with the bun who wrote the Book of the Five Rings,
Oh, yeah.
and then who was also the main character of Vagabond. That's like how the guy never got beaten. Like he was just the master of the craft of being a swordsman, like in Japan, and like literally was just like made that book and like made
That's
the whole
right.
entire anthology of like how like the way of the sword is life, pretty much.
Yeah.
He literally is. That's a good book. I have that book, and my brother gave it to me, but it's a very fucking good book.
I have to check that very.
And if you ever read Vagabond, that's even a fucking greater manga. That shit's amazing.
Oh yeah, yeah. We gotta. I mean, it seems. I think when people hear it at first, there's so many different ways you can take it. That's what makes it good.
There is a lot of ways you can take it.
Yeah, exactly. But when you hear it, it's like it could be a martial arts style.
Well,
It's speaking to like style because it is a fashion thing.
it is
so
a style. I think style comes in all different dimensions, though. Like style of like mindset, style of fucking like your style, how you style yourself, style of how you uphold yourself. Style comes, within oneself. So style is basically, how you treat yourself and how you find creativity or inspiration, how you adapt it to your style. How they say everything's done already, but then how you incorporate your inspiration into your own creativity and makes it original. So that's what style is.
Yeah.
And then there's just also style of how you that. So that's just style. Are you nodding? Is that what the camera does? It was nodding at that? Yeah. So yeah, there's also that style is how you give it.
You know what? This video element of this is fun as hell.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah. What happened here?
This makes it fun. Who writing in? Buster Blade Daddies.
Yeah, 100. We can list them right now. There's fucking. There's other people that we've like tried to incorporate into long. So we got Cloud Strife. We got Guts from fucking Berserk. We got one of the original members, Trunks from fucking Dragon Ball, Future Trunks, fucking so to speak. Who else we got? Inuyasha.
What I was gonna say is Cloud took his memories from Zack, the character Zack in the game. A lot of people forget that. Longsword style.
I'll take credit. You're like, that's me.
That's me. I had to show him how to wield the Buster Sword.
Hey, yeah, you could actually fold that to write. People be like, no, you didn't. Be like, look it up, and be like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sephiroth,
fuck, he's an asshole.
Sashomaru. Lord Sashomaru.
I gotta get. You know what, Mars? Just for you, I think I'm gonna do that cosplay. Like, just because you keep saying it, motherfucker, I'm literally gonna. I'm just gonna do that fucking cosplay one day and be like, all right, I'm gonna be Sashomaruing these motherfuckers.
You gotta do it.
Why not? It'll be fun. I want to get that as just an outfit. That whole fucking like kimono that he had with that drip. Well, yeah, he did have drip. He had that like fucking white and red kimono with that big ass fucking like what was it? That big ass fur like fucking wheel that he had on and that like fucking armor.
That mink on.
Yeah, that fucking mink on. Oh my god.
Lord Sashomaru with the mink.
He seemed flamboyant, but the boy was styling like a motherfucker. I was like, damn, he was still styling though. Bitches are all over him.
That's funny. What does that say? One arm mink daddy. Yeah, for real.
One arm
mink
daddy. He really was.
He was.
No, for real though. He really fucking busted a longsword of 100.
Longsword style.
There's a lot we can say about that, but it's a brand that we're still continuously working on, along with working on ourselves and our music. And
it actually is technically a martial arts style too, because it's a whole different thing to fight with a longsword compared to a short sword.
That's true.
A lot of you motherfuckers are fighting with short swords.
Yeah.
The daggers.
Actually,
style.
I don't know if Mars remember this, but remember we're talking about
style.
Pocket knife style? Damn. Sorry for you guys. No, as long as it's deadly, I guess that's all I can say. Those Siegfried from fucking Soul Calibur.
Oh yeah,
Siegfried. That motherfucker was longsword like a motherfucker.
Siegfried and Roy, right?
Oh
Roy
yeah,
from...
Roy. Yeah, Roy.
But those are also those guys, the lion tamers, Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah.
But it works because there's Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah, Roy from fucking Smash Bros. Fire Emblem.
And
no, I was gonna say. Mars, how we were talking about fucking, we were talking about, what was it, Seven Samurai.
Hands on the moon.
Yeah. Wielded.
Two hands.
But we were talking about, basically, it's Seven Samurai, and inside the movie, there's a guy called Kuikicho, and, like, he has, like, everyone in the house has, like, medium-sized swords, but I've noticed in the movie he has a long sword, and I was like, oh, shit. I was like, that dude has a long sword.
Knighted.
Knighted. He's one of the best characters in that movie, too. It's, like, whole story arc is just amazing and how much he has the spirit of the team.
He's knighted into the longsword.
Yeah, because like in the whole movie, he's like kind of just like this dude that seems like a drunk, and he like seems very lost, and like he seems like the goofball of the team, but he's always like down to get down and shit like that. And he's like,
down for the
but like a
shit.
lot of like the things of like the whole crew is missing is what he gives the potential to. And if you notice throughout the whole movie, like when they're down in the dumps or when someone dies, he feels it the most, and he like kind of like gets hit by it the most because he's like the spirit of the team. Like he keeps the spirits high. Like that's like his whole fucking role in the movie, and like how his like character transitions to the movie is just like kind of really beautiful. So I don't know, give that movie a watch. It's like 3.5 hours long though, so be prepared for that.
Yeah, and you should. Well, you know one of the tracks on our album. You're the one who did it, so I feel like you should talk about.
Oh,
that.
you want to talk about it again?
Yeah.
So in one of the tracks of CNN,
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to do a Wu-Tang thing where because RZA always samples, of course, fucking, you know, Shaolin Monk, he always samples this movie and other fucking martial arts movies. But I never heard him sample Seven Samurai, so I sampled one of the fucking songs or the flutes that happened in Seven Samurai and made it a fucking old school RZA, like, fucking, what's it called? Not 808s, what's that style called? Boom bap. I made it kind of like a boom bap beat. So I just did that, gave it to him, and he destroyed.
Well, thank you, sir.
This longsword destroyed once again.
You know what? Honestly, the more time goes by, I'm like, damn, I really like that fucking track. It's the way it came out. It just like it came out like not every track comes out exactly how you want, but I was like, man,
really been liking your cuts though.
Really been liking your cuts though. I was liking that cut.
I mean, yeah. How would you say, honestly, like throughout your year, especially this year, like your music progression? Because you've honestly watched yourself grow, and we've watched all ourselves grow, especially with like all this mental health and how much we've been facing our own inner demons and our own dark sides, bringing it into balance with like, you know, good and bad. You've seen your music career fucking go and like into different ways, and you've gone on stage like you went from fucking chaos to zero grav, which is literally, I feel like it's a transition, because chaos was you at chaos, and there's a story that you go with in an album that you have where you kill chaos and you become zero grav, which is literally like gaining enlightenment. Like it's literally like, it's showing like literally like a legit embodiment of like showing the trauma and like the troubles and the travesties and how you transition to like not just killing it, but coming into transition of becoming something new. And like regardless if fucking zero or if chaos is a ghost, that's still something that you had to come into like, you know, embodiment with, because you got to take the good with the bad. To get completely rid of like your evil and your bad self is just not, it's not realistic. So in order to have that happen, you got to come into balance.
Yeah, Martian said that sunflower flow and hibiscus. Yeah, those are. I always really fuck with those.
Sunflower you fuck with because that's fucking another long sword is fucking Mugen and Jin on fucking. That's that Samurai Champloo beat.
Yeah.
And I wanted to sample that because I was like, only the real motherfuckers are gonna hear this track and be like, oh shit, that's Samurai Champloo. Force of Nature, Fat John, New Jabez.
Yeah.
Some of our favorites, and the fact that I put in the Samurai Champloo like little voice bits in there kind of made it more like completely wholehearted. I didn't want to give it too much away because I felt like if I put in those samples, I'm like, that's just gonna give it away completely. But I was like, you know what? I'll let it be a little bit more known, so if people don't know what it's from, they'll be like, oh shit, this is from Samurai Champloo.
No, I think you did. I like the updated version of it. You know, it felt like it was. Because it was always a cool track, but the album version is like the best version, you know? So,
yeah.
But
that was the first track released.
Yeah.
That was the first demo. That was the first track that we made. That was the first track that was released. That's the oldest track of that album, and that was like, because making an album or making a fucking debut and making an album and then making a fucking like a single for an album is trying to make a trailer for an movie that's not complete yet, pretty much.
You some kind of badass. That's what Mars said.
Yeah, dude. I knew that caught you for sure.
Yeah. No.
What's funny is that he heard that too, and he was like, "Oh shit!" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know it was gonna pack people that." Because other weebs and other friends were like heard that part, and they're like, "Oh, dude, that sent me," and I'm like, "Oh shit!" I don't even realize how much I impact people sometimes, and that's what's crazy. You don't know how much you impact people until it's done. Like that's like what we're saying about our projects, like our content. Our projects, your podcast, like even if it reaches like a small amount of people, like you don't even know how much like that's impacted people, or even if it's like a group of like fucking like 4 people in a live and fucking like watching your feeds, watching your TikToks, watching your videos, watching your YouTubes or whatever it is, like you don't realize like those people that it reaches out to may affect them in some way that's going to inspire them or be like, oh shit, that's a different way of looking at things.
Yeah.
They may not like it. Who gives a fuck if people don't like it? It's like we all have different tastes. That's okay. But it's just, yeah, I never realized that how much like your creativity and your art maybe inspire somebody or save someone's life or fucking go even further and influence them to do something even fucking better. Because the next generations are always going to be better than us.
Yeah, you never know, honestly.
Kakashi says that, by the way.
You
Kakashi
never
says that future generations are always going to be better than the predecessing ones.
They should be. And honestly, that's kind of, I always feel like that's kind of our goal in life is like to like collect as much knowledge and experience as we can and pass it on to the next generation.
Marcus Aurelius, what do you think I keep living by his quotes? Fucking Marcus Aurelius had it down to a T.
Keep building.
Stoicism.
But my bad, I didn't mean to. I feel like you asked a question that I didn't really answer.
Oh, yeah.
Of like the development and like all that.
Of zero grav.
Yeah. And you're right. What I was going to, like I told you before, and I don't think I've told a lot of people, is like, if you listen to all my albums like back to back, it actually tells a story, like the whole discography.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, and it's just, it's all about development. But it's kind of wild to think like, because I did mean to do that, but at the same time, it was just a natural thing.
Yeah.
So, like, it's all, like, one long, like, epic story, basically.
Well, I don't know, honestly, like, I know you've always seen to that light, and I always do too, because I always had this, like, ambivalence for some reason to feel like whatever I do has to be storytelling. Maybe it's just how I like stuff, like how the stuff I like, the stuff I watch, the stuff I grew up with, how I play my music, how I make my music. Oh, there we go, another comment.
No, no, I was just checking.
Oh yeah, but no, it's like even my professor told me it's like when you're DJing a set, like you can play out a bunch of tracks and go from like hype track to hype track. Great, that's great and stuff. And sometimes like even a lot of albums are not even just like they're not storytelling. They're just like this track, then this track. Here's the single, this track and this track. Kendrick's big about storytelling from day one, but I've always just felt like when I play music, especially playing sets, like it's a story, like it's a whole like a opening, a fucking rising action, like a fucking climax, a falling action, and a resolution. It's always like I've always been a big fan of storytelling through like vibrations and music. So then like people in their minds and their imagination to incorporate it, and that's why I like giving a lot of photos out of like my music, and then also like giving like photo shoots and sets of like imagery. So when you play the music with that imagery and see that imagery, it gives you kind of like a storytelling kind of thing. Where like, oh, and then you make it up in your mind as you go, and you like kind of have your imagination leave it up to you. And I think that's something you and I learned from fucking like Damon Albarn and the Gorillas, because they started that. We started with that, and then like they kind of just embedded that into us. And one of my sets, a lot of people give me a lot of good feedback. One of the sets I played one time was a Sad Boy Summer this year.
Oh, yeah.
And then when I released that set, and when I did that, I gave a lot of thought into it. And it was a little bit of a sad boy this time. I'm not going to fucking lie. I was a pretty depressed-ass motherfucker and got through my humps, my lovely lady lumps. But,
Get with this shit.
but no, so like, well, I was telling someone, because they're like, oh, I love that story. But I don't know if anyone, like, I'm pretty sure no one here has heard, like, that set, because it's more on the EDM side. But I was telling my friends, I was like, if you listen to, like, each song, and each song that I picked and every lyric that like goes on in those songs, it's about, I'll give it into a full description. The whole fucking set is about a breakup that happened in summer, then something like catastrophically crazy, chaotic, like an end of the world situation happened. Then you're this hero going through this cataclysmic, like fucking end of the world, like chaos, while your fucking ex is like kind of like, you know, going through her trials and tribulations of like still feeling emotions for you. And you're going through like this whole thing of trying to rekindle the fire. That's the climax. The falling action is realizing that the world's ending, and then the fucking resolution is like the world either ends and you save it with your love, or you either fucking just watch the world burn and die and you die with your love. So it's like how you incorporate it, how you hear it, it's depending on you. So like you're going, it's just basically like a breakup in summer that turns into like a chaos of just like the world ending. And whether you live or die is just basically on your imagination and how you perceive love. And like someone was like thinking about the lyrics and like the songs I chose were like, oh shit, like I kind of get that now, or I see it now. But I was like, I know it may sound like a little bit heavy, but I was like, it just makes a very fucking interesting story.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to seem depressed, like just because it's called Sad Boy Summer, but I just wanted to make this like fucking crazy story that'd be like, oh fuck, like that's what I took away from that at that point. And I still hear it. When I still hear those things, I'm like, oh crap, that came out pretty fucking damn well. I pat myself on the back for that one. I don't like to give myself a lot of credit, but when I do, I do.
You should.
I know. I'm kind of too humble. Because I don't want to seem like an egotistical bastard or like fucking like kind of like puff out my chest and not have the game to spit behind it. So.
And you know what? I'm the same. What I realize is, as much as I believe in myself, I never expect people to like my shit, and I never like. That's where the humility comes, because I'm always like, if someone ever says any compliment, I always like really appreciate it, and I like let them know that I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like, I believe in my shit. I love the shit that I do, but at the end of the day, like, that's where my humility comes in, because I'm like, you didn't have to do that, so I appreciate you taking the time out, you know?
Yeah. I think that what it is, too, because I think you suffer from what I kind of suffer with, is I used to really not know how to take a fucking compliment.
I still am not good at that.
And then, like, there's some people I meet, a lot of gay dudes out here I know, they're always like, I know how to take a fucking compliment. I'm like, of course you fucking know how to take a compliment, because you just let that soak into your skin and, like, you ride off of it for a fucking year. But, like, literally, like, it's just because I used to be so humbled by it, and I just used to shy away from it. But then, like, it's like you got to be accepting towards compliments, too. It helps build your character, and it shows that people really do appreciate what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
Which is cool, because now I'm still humble about it, and I'm still like, hey, thank you. You didn't have to say that. And, like, when I step up, it actually makes me take a step back and realize, like, oh, shit, like, you are doing good. Like, it's kind of like showing my progress. Like, if people can compliment, like, there's things I do, like the photo shoots.
Yeah.
The photo shoots I do and the shit I post sometimes, even on TikTok and on Instagram, I'm just like, because we both have a following. But, like, I see that shit, I'm just like, man, is this just dumb that I'm doing this? But then people come at me, they're like, dude, that shit was sick. And I'm just like, oh, shit, like, thanks. Like, I just did it because I liked it. And I sometimes get too judgmental about myself because you're posting yourself to the fucking world. And it's hard not to compare yourself to, like, millions of others that are either further along or not as far along but more talented, and it just goes vice versa. So you just gotta remember, like, just have confidence in yourself and confidence in what you do, and just make the shit that you like for yourself, and you'll find the crowd. People will be influenced by it regardless, you know?
Yeah, there's enough room for everyone, you know? I think it's easy to feel
yeah, for sure.
There's not, but there's like more and more room all the time, because now, like, the biggest stars are like people on social media, like people on YouTube.
Exactly, which is crazy because I feel like Hollywood stars and shit like that are coming a little bit more subgenre now at this point. They're like, oh yeah, those are just actors.
Yeah.
At this point, and even like people that are on TikTok or on fucking Instagram or YouTube are getting fucking like signed deals to be on fucking movies and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Erin Nightingale talks about it. Erin Nightingale talks about, like, the fact that success is there for everybody. The fact that, like, your mindset is what doesn't allow you to get there. There's enough success for everyone up there.
Marsh says, man, you motherfuckers are dope, and he sent us some bouquets. Thank you.
Thanks. Because of the tracks.
Yeah, probably just the stuff we're talking about, too, because we're talking about some shit. It seems regular to us, but, like, it's not regular shit that people, that, like, the average person talks about, I don't think.
High mindset.
I guess so. You said that, like, as you're small.
It's just a vape. It's not
high mindset.
Yeah, I'm not faded. We were thinking about getting faded on
high mindset.
But I feel like if we got faded live, like, we would just be rambling on about nonsense, and then people would be like, these motherfuckers are faded as fuck right now.
I think I'm actually pretty coherent, because I've actually tested it, like, on some of my shows. No one knew.
No, yeah.
No one knew.
Well, you can tell when, like, Joe Rogan and fucking, like, people like that are fucking... I mean, Seth Rogen's, like, funny as fuck to hear, like, when he's high as fuck, but I just feel like I can't... I imagine I don't even ever hear him sober anyway, so I'm just like, yeah, it's just him.
Seth Rogen, yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like he's always just faded as a motherfucker, like...
Some people, that's, like, their artistic tool.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's something we learned in fucking, actually, when I was in school, was when they were like, oh, yeah, if you have people in the studio, like, want to get their creativity out, they're like, just let them. And I was like, so what, if they want to get faded and drunk, like, in the studio, like, as long as they're coherent, and as long as they can perform fine, but they take it overboard, you gotta, like, realize when to cut it. Like, if they're just, like, incoherent and just being obnoxious, like, in the studio, cut it. If they're actually, like, if it gets them to their creative head of space, let them. But if, like, it gets more than that and starts turning into a party, or, like, they try to, like, influence you to fucking, like, to partake, like, I always just say no, because I would be like, I'd rather do my partaking and celebrating after the shit's done.
Yeah.
Or after we're at a good, like, finishing point for the day, then I'll be like, okay, like, I'll be down to let loose a little bit. But not, like, if we're just doing that shit to the studio through and through. I mean, people have made some pretty cool shit, like being faded as fuck. Snoop, for God's sakes.
Yes,
Snoop didn't even fucking remember all of his fucking lyrics for
Led
Doggy
Zeppelin.
Style. Led Zeppelin, yeah.
All those classic rock bands. It's a lot of like the Rolling Stones. It's a lot of
Oh, fucking, yeah. Fucking,
Funkadelic.
Funkadelic, dude.
Funkadelic is a whole lot of drugs.
Yeah, the Beatles. I know. There's always that conversation of the Beatles like before acid and then the Beatles on acid, and you could see like how everything just fucking flipped and like, oh shit, yeah, that really did get it.
You know, we should take some acid, don't you think?
Actually, another person that was rags to riches that really inspires me is fucking Bowie.
Oh yeah.
I always say that, but I don't listen to Bowie's music as much as I used to at all, and I really don't listen to it that much at all anymore. But like, he's still someone I really hold highly to, like being someone not only from rags to riches, but from like really getting into like his persona of like what he wanted to do as an artist, and just know how much he was gonna be ridiculed. But he's like, fuck it, like I don't give a fuck, like I really don't care like what people think. I just want to do what I want to do creatively. And he got shamed for fucking dating a black woman. That woman's sexy as fuck, his waddled wife, and he fucking stayed with her till he died. And he was like always pushing, you know, black music and stuff like that, which is even more fucking awesome at that point.
Yeah, because that wasn't like a lot of people wouldn't push it, even though a lot of them were like stealing their sound from like
exactly.
Black
Yeah, a lot of
they,
black
like,
music fucking inspired most of what music is today.
Most
dude.
of the genres of
house
music
came from fucking gay clubs in fucking Chicago, and then fucking like blues and shit like that, and fucking rock, and then on top of that, what do you call it? It's kind of racist to say, but jungle drums are like one of the fucking most used drums because of fucking jazz.
Jazz, yeah.
Because jazz brought like the fucking fast beat tempo and a lot of percussion, and then that's used in like breakcore, a lot of fucking metal stuff like that. That just transformed everything. So it comes from like that whole space back then.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's why. Well, yeah, it's like most genres. I mean, one of the main genres that I'm involved in, hip hop. Like that's, you know, that genre doesn't happen without black people.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like you can't. Yeah, like. It's, and you know, and the origins of that, we don't even know how far that goes back, because we always say it's like New York in like the 70s, but honestly it's like people have been doing like a form of it for way longer than that.
Yeah, when you go to your friend's house and the chicken just ain't no good.
Yeah,
it's
and the meatloaf tastes like wood.
Yeah.
Have you ever been
no, dude, there's a story. I don't know if you can actually research this too, but when rap was like, because back then rap was like was kind of just like a revolutionary type of music, and like it wasn't accepted in like, you know, like mainstream type of music, because it seemed like ghetto, it seemed like unaffiliated, the fact it seemed violent, and it was just like, it's like, and then white people started caring, because it was like, oh, this is affecting our kids, like now we need to do something about this, and like rap was trying to see if it's actually like acceptable to the community.
Yeah.
And then remember how it was in courts like back then and stuff like that, like it wasn't trying to be accepted. And I feel like one of the coolest stories is that when it was inside like Supreme Courts, they brought like white artists to like come speak about it and be like, do you actually think this is sufficient enough to be like broadcasted? And they got John Denver to come to one of the hearings once, and like all like fucking Republicans are like, oh hell yeah, John Denver's gonna be on our he's gonna be on our side, country folk. But John Denver went to the courts and he was like, no, like I don't know what you're doing, because like it doesn't matter, like yes it's a little bit violent, and yes it's a little bit like profound. He's like, but they're literally just talking about where they're from and like what they're going through, and they're like musically expressing themselves, like they're finding a way to express themselves through music, and there's no crime against that. He's like, what I'm talking about is just because I'm on a fucking countryside, the fact that they're in a different place than I am and they're speaking about what they're going through, like you can't deny them their right of that. Like that's a freedom of speech.
Yeah.
And they got shut down real quick. They're like, oh my god, like a white guy went against us. But I'm like, that's fucking bad.
We had him in the first
yeah,
half.
You thought I had him in the bag, like I had him inside the first half, but no. But even Bowie, remember that fucking MTV video where like he's like pressing that like MTV interviewer, and he's all like, why don't you put black music like in the morning? And they're like, well, because we don't know how it would be accepted to the morning community. He's like, yeah, but like how much it would influence like, you know, other like people like that. And he's like, well, we would think about how much it would fit, like, you know, like influence like white kids to like see this. Is like, imagine how much it would influence black kids if they saw themselves in the morning, and like he just like shut the fuck up. And I was like, that's so true though. Like,
yeah,
like Bo was defending black rights before he was in a fucking movement. He was like, I don't know what the fuck y'all would be doing over here.
Not only that, but it's like, okay, so you're not gonna play black people playing black music, but you're gonna play white people playing black music.
Exactly. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's like, come on now.
Totally just racist, but you know.
We came a long way, and I'm glad that like humanity is changing. Humanity is still a piece of shit, but we still have some ways to go. But I think I do find faith in humanity. I know it's kind of like hard to say that because there's just so much idiocracy going on in the world right now, and so much shit's being published, and everyone's a victim. Everyone has mental health issues, but I do feel like we are taking a step forward as humans to weed out like the bad things and honestly just come together as a race. You know. So.
Oh, King of Mars wanted to join us.
Oh shit! Can you join in? Let's see. Can you
see
join
that
in, bro?
big
Hold on.
fancy-
Yeah, I know that the podcast can't see this, but I know. Well, yeah, on Instagram Live, we're doing a. Let's see if you can actually go through with it.
I tried to. I don't know if it worked. I think I can. Oh, can I just like that?
There we
Oh
go, there
yeah,
it is.
King Mars.
There he is, King Mars in
King
the flesh
Mars.
and blood. Everybody.
What up, my boys?
King Mars is on there. You see this motherfucker right
So
here?
for the viewers that are
King
listening
Mars.
through the radio on Spotify right now, we have our good friend King Mars.
Actually, they could see it. You know.
Oh yeah, well no Spotify.
Yeah. They're gonna be able to see it after this.
Oh,
You can add video to Spotify too.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's just getting all intrusive and all inclusive. Right?
What's cracking?
What's cracking? What's up, buddy? Oh,
Yeah,
you're working
just
on art.
posted.
What happened?
What's up?
I said, "Oh, you're working on art. Still working on art?"
Yes, sir. Just moved to some
Days
other
grinding.
shit. You feel me?
Beautiful. Yeah, new art. When that new Mars drop.
Yeah, got some of that shit, and then
Oh yeah, I could turn it up a little. I'm gonna turn up the volume,
Okay.
viewers.
Yeah.
watching some Akira.
I know you're on the second half of this podcast right now because the first half ended off because of technical difficulties.
Yeah,
but
so you
now
got
this is the second half of the Godcast.
Hey,
hear this song.
can you guys hear me good?
Actually, you know what? I can probably use this video. So there might be a video. Let me see what I can do.
You guys can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, we can hear you. Now it's clear.
No, yeah, we just had to turn up the volume on our behalf. And then
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it sounds a lot better.
Yeah, you can hear it. Now I'm like showing all these. I'm like showing different angles and shit. This is actually pretty cool. It feels pretty. The way these angles look, it looks like a '90s like music show. It's pretty tight.
Yeah, bro.
TV kind of.
fucking all that.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that.
Remember that? All that.
Yeah, I remember that shit. Oh my goodness.
Didn't Coolio do the fucking intro video to that too when at the Universal Studios?
He did Keenan and Kel.
Oh, there you go. Keenan and Kel.
Yeah, Kenan and Kel was the man.
Yeah. Now he's up there in
Shit.
Gangsta's Paradise.
Gangsta's
Yeah.
Paradise.
People are like, you can't say that. I'm like, that's what his whole career was about. The fucking fact he wrote Gangsta's Paradise until he died. Like, he can't say that he went to Gangsta's Paradise. Like, come on now.
Yeah, he did Gangsta's
Like that, you
Paradise.
can't even say too soon on that. I'm like, he wrote about that like years ago. You can't say too
Yeah,
soon.
bro, he did. Yeah, he did say that. So fucking.
It's
If somebody was saying that shit to be funny, you know what I mean, then I would understand. But you know,
Yeah, like I mean, like you can't deny him his right to go. To
yeah, like come on, bro.
He's spending most of his life.
Yeah, that's where most of
Yeah,
his
what the
funding
fuck?
came from. So that's wrong.
For real. All of a sudden,
Like
oh,
the new music coming out, they're like, "Oh, here's Kendrick with fucking like Silent Hill," and they're like, "Well, here's Gangsta's Paradise as a segue." Like, all right, where's he from?
Camille's from LA.
Is he from LA?
Yeah.
Oh, that hairdo. on his
I'm gonna have to show you guys this fucking rug my sister got me. It wasn't for Christmas or anything. She had it like for me, like had it made for me, but
You got the
some G shit.
Oh, dang, Kirby rug.
Kirby.
Yeah,
rug.
man. Kirby with the paintbrush.
Oh shit, that's tight.
Yeah,
That's you.
yeah, man. You know.
King Mars.
I know you over there stay.
Yeah,
I know that is you. You stay eating, and then on top of that, you be painting.
Yeah, man. You know, I try.
I got like the Knuckle Joe Kirby shirt.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the Nickel Joker shirt.
Yeah, I have to. I've been fucking trying to get more, like, you know, into my digital work too. So that's the one thing I was like, I've been sketching out some LSS designs and shit. So
Yeah,
I already sent a couple of pictures of you guys and stuff. But yeah, dude, I'm really gonna fucking finalize those. Like they're freaking almost done too. So just might as well.
Going down.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hell yeah.
For real though.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, bro. Like you guys were talking about earlier and shit and everything, bro. I just feel like, you know, like fucking we have a lot to offer, you know what I mean? And it's fucking already, you know, spewing out of just how much, you know, sauce it is. But you know, at the same time, bro, you know, I'm like I said, I'm really proud of you guys, man. You guys keep doing what you're doing and shit, you know, like
We're
fucking
proud of you too.
yeah, man. You guys helped me build, you know. So fucking it means a lot too, man.
Well, yeah, I always appreciate your support, and I try to
Oh
be
yeah.
supportive as well.
You know what I kind of think about?
Yeah.
This is gonna kind of sound a little bit like it's gonna get a little bit deep, honestly. And honestly, it's kind of a subject that's kind of hits people in a way where it'd be like, oh fuck, that's too heavy
Now
to
if
talk
it
about.
and now it wouldn't be
It
the
needs to
LS
be kind of said.
it wouldn't be the LSS chamber if it wasn't
Well, it
deep, you
needs to
feel
be
me?
kind of said because I feel like it can relate to people, but we all literally came from a place that we literally could have died. Like that's not even
Yeah.
like hypothetically speaking. That's legitimately like we all could have died at one point. You, I know your story. I know your story. I have my story. There was a point in time that we could have legitimately died, and we didn't. And the
Yeah,
fact that
man.
we were still here for that,
I was already dead too, so you
exactly.
know,
So yeah,
so it's
that's the kind
fucking
of thing. That's
it's
like
crazy.
it shows like how much strength that your body has and how much you actually if that doesn't show you that you're meant to be somewhere then like I don't know what is
Yeah,
honestly. I know
man.
now
Same with, you know, you guys too, because that shit is like we could have any minute we wouldn't be here, you know. Any
and I've
moment,
lost
you know,
someone
we
close
couldn't
to
be
me
here
because of
talking to
like
each other.
yeah, and we've all lost close ones that we all
Yeah.
love down next to death, but like it's how we keep living for them through ourselves and our creativity. Like
Yeah,
that's my
man.
life. Like there's
Yeah,
been a lot of people that
same
are
here,
going
bro.
through and shit, so I would rather live for them rather than take away from the fact that I would just like mope and like over there mourn over the death, which
Yeah.
you did. But like
Yeah.
the fact that keeps pushing me is the fact that like I'm like, oh, their death's like on me. It's like no, like their
Bro,
death is a part of me,
it's a
and honestly,
time
it shows
it's a
because
time for everything, bro. You know, there's a time to cry, there's a time to fucking, you know, freaking be happy, there's a time to fucking, you know, just like kill some shit. There's a time for everything, bro.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah,
so
for sure.
yeah, but you know, that's the one thing that, you know, like I agree, like of course 100% I agree with that. Like they wouldn't want us, you know, freaking dying in our fucking depression and shit, you know.
Yeah,
Like they would want us to keep moving forward and do what we always do, you know.
well, we all know, with day by day it gets better, and someday it might will. But I mean, it's always good to
Yeah,
filter through emotions because you can't bottle those up either. The more you bottle up, that will just destroy you from the inside out.
yeah, for real, bro.
And I didn't know that's how much I was doing to myself for years. And then one day I just woke up and realized, and I was like, oh shit. Then everything else started happening. I had to deal with all that trauma. I had to fucking heal
Yep.
those wounds and like come to face with reality of what I thought wasn't like running away from. I was just running away for shit for so long, and I didn't even realize it. So one
Yeah,
day I
bro.
found myself.
Yep, exactly.
At least you did, though. A lot of people never catch themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's even
yeah,
more scary. Honestly, that's even more scary about it.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people
You came
don't
a
catch
long way,
themselves.
bro. Like to really like fucking you came a long way, dude. Like
Yeah, like
to
I'm not
like where
able
you're
to
at
realize
now, man.
it.
Fuck. And that's not like not everybody can do that, you know.
Yeah.
Like for reals, like for the years and years, you know. People were fucking still the same from that moment when it happened, you know.
I don't know if you. Oh, I was actually talking to Grab about this earlier, but I was telling him I was like, I'm not saying we're better than people, and like I guess in some sense people will be like, yeah, you are, but I don't see myself better. I don't like try to like compare myself to others. But there's times I see people and I'm like, oh, like that's all you went through. Like, I'm not saying that's like I'm like disproving them or like smiting them, be like that's all you went through, like
Why are
fuck
you
off.
just a little
But
bitch?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying like if honestly some people are placed in our shoes, I don't think they could have handled like what we went through at all. Like, because
Yeah.
honestly, with that mindset, even I say what I go through, people are like, how did you do it? I'm like, honestly, like,
Bro,
it
same
just builds
shit.
you as a
Same
finisher.
shit, bro. People tell me that all the time. They're like, dude, if it was me, like I would have been gone. And I was just like, well, fuck. Like, you know, I think of that shit too. I'm like, damn, like, well, like, you know, we all like, you know, we know we're strong. We know we're resilient as fuck, you know, but
Yeah,
it's just some things to where you're like, man, like you don't think about how like you know how freaking rough it is and how for somebody if it was to happen to somebody else like and it's happened to other people and they're not here, you know.
yeah,
So it's freaking like that's just a lot to freaking think about, man.
yeah. I
Like
mean, on
yeah, it's
top of
just
that,
so
too,
much.
it
And
builds you as a character,
yeah,
but it shows how much like depth you have. Because people are like, "How did you never have those thoughts too?" I'm like, "Trust me, dude. I mean,
Like,
of course,
believe
like, I
me,
didn't have those thoughts. Like, I
believe
feel like,
me, I had thoughts like a motherfucker, you know?
yeah." And then people are like, "How did you get through it?" I'm like, "Because I didn't do it alone." And the fucking, I'm glad I got proven wrong. I couldn't do it because there was a moment I had thought I have to do everything alone. I'm glad that
Yeah.
I got proven wrong in that behalf.
Yeah, man. You can never. There's only certain things you can do alone, you know. But everybody needs freaking help from somebody, you know, like big time.
Well, that's part of being human, you know?
Yeah,
Like, if we're
exactly.
not human, then we wouldn't be here. If it were the fact that we have to do it alone, then it'd be like, it
Yeah,
shows. Being
and
human
it,
tough. It's really hard, but honestly, it's
yeah,
a fucking a joy and enlightenment. And like you said once too, I think you said this before to us, that like heaven and hell is right here on earth. Like heaven is
yeah,
right
man.
here, hell is right exactly here at the same fucking place.
Yeah, yeah, bro.
One whole, it's just one thing. And honestly, people talk about demons and people talk about things. I'm like, what makes you think that demons are just not men? I mean, think about it in this concept that like, if an animal is stuck inside a hostile environment, it's going to adapt to the nature that it's in. So
Hmm.
therefore, it might get more terrain of being like more hostile, more violent, and that can happen to man. People say that war changes people into monsters, and if you think that a man becomes a monster, and if you look at
And I feel like, you
depicting
know, I feel like
of
there are,
demons,
you know, I feel like there are spiritual beings here too, you know, good and bad, you know.
well, we are.
And it's
Well, we
fucking,
are spiritual beings. We
and
are
it's like
spiritual beings.
fucking,
I mean,
and it's
ghosts.
like, and that's the thing where it comes within, like, we're in this, and then there's spiritual warfare, bro. Like, you know.
With
So that's
ourselves,
like I
with the world
always
around
always
us.
think about that, you know, because of course, you know, I believe in God and all that stuff too. So, you know, like all that stuff, like it's just crazy. There's just a war going on that nobody sees, bro. And it's like I just trip out all the time too, man. Because
Well, I
it's
think that
like,
people are coming to more realization with it too, though. I feel like that's what's very
yeah,
beautiful. That people are starting to get more spiritual, not in like just a religious aspect, but in the fact that like
hmm,
it's just like there's something more than just the meets the eye. People have been so
yeah,
much about I need hard evidence, and now
hmm,
people are starting to believe more, not just like
yeah,
not
and then I,
something outside of
yeah,
themselves, but within themselves.
yeah, and then I think, you know, like it's just like you just got to read, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
that's one thing is like a lot of people don't read, you know, about God or try to learn about him or do anything like that. And it's just like it's
yeah,
just crazy the more you read about it and the more you like start understanding about it, dude. That's because I just been studying, you know, the Bible and
yeah,
just getting more and more into like, you know, seeking the truth, bro.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's just like the world just comes more and more freaking just crazy to me. Like every time when I view it, like it's just like, man, like so
yeah,
that's why these
exactly.
things are happening. That's why these people are so damn evil and they don't give a damn about anybody, bro. It's like, you know,
Yeah,
like how is it humans trying to control humans? Like it's freaking crazy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, you know, I
No,
think
it's true though
Saul
because
is freaking my
well, because
goodness.
think about this aspect too, that religion is such a beautiful aspect, and then man is what the one that makes it twisted and gets greedy off of it. Because in the
Yeah.
basic boiled down aspect of religion, it's fucking something very beautiful. It talks about a higher spiritual being, and the spiritual being is supposed to be about love, and the unity is supposed to be the community it builds with people around you, and that raises your endorphins because it's therapeutic. There's like someone's shoulder that you can like cry on, or someone that's up there to uphold you, and like being in a community, singing, and like that raises your endorphins, that raises who you are as a person. It gives you a high spiritual aspect, which is what it's supposed to be about. But
Yeah,
then
but
as through time and like people progress, like it gets twisted along the lines and things start happening and then becomes something different.
and the
And I'm not
crazy
saying that you
they
need to be like Christian or Jew or Muslim or Buddhist or, you know, like whatever religion is. I mean, you can choose that. It's perfectly fine. That's great. But I'm just saying, like, as long as like we all know at the end of the day, I think God is something more than we just see as like a person. It's not even a person; it's a being or something that we can't even fathom. And we're saying God and religion because that's the terms that we're able to like comprehend
And the
right now.
thing is, bro, the thing is, all these religions and stuff and everything, bro, it stems from the truth, you know? Like, there's a truth, and then it all stems from, like, you know, making it to how they want it to be, you know? And
Yeah,
that's why it's like, in a way, bro, it's like all that stuff is there to blind everybody from the truth of, like, what
yeah,
really
yeah.
needs to be going on and what really, like, you know, everybody needs to be doing, bro.
Well,
And
yeah,
this
there's a lot of
is,
people out here too that are into like fucking spirituality or like guru or fucking kitchen witches that are into fucking the spiritual aspect.
this shit's
But like,
just,
but like, no, like, listen. So like, listen, but like, no, for real though, like I say, like,
Nah,
because they all take the same message. They're always like,
yeah.
I'm like, I'm not asking if you believe in God, but I'm like, do you believe in something? They're like, well, I believe in the source. I'm like, well, don't you think the source is connected through everything? Don't you think source is connected through like, because when they do tarot readings, like source or like the divine told me, I'm like, that's cool. And then religion, God told me this, that's great. But all of that is just one fucking source. And all of that religion and all that stuff builds to one fucking thing that connects us all one together. We're all spiritual beings of like stardust. We're all stardust from stars. We're all coming from a source. We're coming from somewhere that literally departs and like depictates. And if honestly, if we're the universe experiencing itself, that means that we're all part of the same fucking like hive mind. We're part of the same mother tree, the mother soul, as you say.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the thing about this though, if we're all the experience of the universe experiencing itself, and if we're fucking someone, does that mean that that's like the universe fucking us, or we're fucking the universe? I'm sorry, I'm derivative, but I just gotta ask that question.
Hey, bro, a lot of people fuck themselves all the time.
I know, right? Exactly.
So, it's just, I don't know, bro. I just feel like, like I feel like there's really a truth, that like, that we're trying to get to God, and then there's a way of like how you have to be to, like in order to achieve that and get that, like, because like I believe, like just I know freaking God is real, you know what I mean? Like it's just so much shit that happened too, and then just signs and things that I see, bro, to where it's just there's a reason why everything is the way it is and how everything happens, like, just like at the right time, and it's fucking crazy, man. Like
Yeah,
it's hard.
I don't believe
It's hard to.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard to unsee any of that stuff,
Because
because it's like,
I see shit, and I'm like, you got to be a fool not to like appreciate that, or like take note of that. Because there's shit I see, I'm like, that's not a fucking coincidence. Because I don't believe in them. I really don't believe in coincidences.
Yeah, man. Because I know it's like the friends who I have like in my life and the people who I know. It's like if I wasn't this age or even in that area at that certain time, then I wouldn't, freaking like I wouldn't know you guys. Like I fucking trip out on that shit. Like it's just crazy, bro. If I never ended up going to that school, if I ended up going to a different school at that time, I would never even knew you guys. I would have met you. I would have probably seen you guys down the line. But how it is now, like, oh man, that shit's freaking. It's too like it's crazy for me to be like, oh no, that's just a coincidence, and hell no, man, like dude.
What's funny is I still remember I still remember like it's yesterday, the day I met you, black ass. Like,
Same thing with you, motherfucker. Same thing.
I was like, it's fucking clear as day. Like that's such an old memory.
Yeah,
but I'm
and then like how we both fucking seen each other in the YMCA too and shit. We're like, oh, so we're both on the same motherfucking.
Like we're both ghetto. Like, all right, let's go to the YMCA together. We throw our hands over each other's shoulder. Like,
fucking Zach over here, freaking having to walk home and shit, even from the 5th grade and shit. I'm like, damn, like fucking borderline ghetto, like literally where he lived was like in the ghetto. Oh my goodness.
No, we just got a comment saying someone said everything happens for a reason.
And I used to walk
for real.
Too.
Yeah, I know. I remember that.
Yeah.
I used to walk home. Like everybody, when I tell people that, everyone's like, "No, I didn't walk home." And it's like,
man.
Now kids don't walk home like that.
Fuck
no. Debbie walk home like that.
Back in the day, shit, right
but
there.
We had to deal with like sub baby boomers that are like, go home, walk in the snow. Like if you get jumped, it's your fault. Like what the fuck?
Oh
like
my goodness,
life, bro.
For real,
my uncle used to tell me like in fucking like when I was in like not even middle school, elementary, to like walk in the middle of the street just in case like someone comes at you, like you'll see them from the light, and if you die, it's okay. We'll get them. Like don't worry about it. I'm like, so you basically tell me to die like a man for the family. I'm like, how about I just live, bro? I'm fucking sick. Like I'm sick. Did you tell me to die for the family? Like no. Like, what,
like, come on, man. That's not my get down, bro. It's like that's not my get down.
Shit. Dude,
that's why I couldn't even talk about like emotions back then. I'd be like, man, I feel some type of way, and they'd be like, suck it up, like
being a bitch.
My emotions.
I can't say shit. Be a man.
Yeah, dude. Like,
suck that shit up, man. Quit being a bitch. Like,
yeah, exactly. And it's like,
especially
when you grow up in the hood, fucking like you're just like either you get punked or you fucking punk people, or if you try to act hard, you'll get checked real quick. So it's like,
yeah, bro. And even how Upland was too, bro. Fucking Upland was like it was middle class, but it's like it wasn't. You have to go up towards 19th Street and everything for it to be all hunky dory and nice. Like the area we were in, we were borderline fucking ghetto and like freaking with the rich side
Well,
was
because we were like a butt hair away from fucking Pomona.
and then when we would go down, we would go down towards Ontario and shit, dude. It's like all these motherfuckers from LA, from Ontario, would all be in fucking. Even from San Bernardino would be in Upland, like
San Bernardino.
Oh, fuck, man.
I forgot. They give you a limit on the live, so it's about to end in like 20 seconds on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, yep.
I forgot about that limit shit. They want to silence the god.
Fucking stop it and restart it. Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it, man.
Hold on. We're gonna stop it and we're gonna put you back in. You'd be like, oh, add another person in.
Yeah, I could add him.
Yeah.
You have no requests. Oh shit, I forget how to do that though.
But yeah.
Oh yeah, actually I can see it. It's right there.
Yeah.
And it's like sideways, so it's kind of makes it a little
sideways. There
King of Mars. That one girl, she's not gonna join the live.
Yeah,
back
again.
We can't be stuck.
And we back in this motherfucker. Is that against the guidelines or whatever? Like, you can't cuss or anything on here?
Still smoking.
Yeah, we still smoke.
All you haters out there, suck our motherfucking dick. Not Dre. I was listening to that song earlier today.
You know what's funny is I imagine like if he saw this, he'd be like, "Damn right!" Like if he did, like,
he'd be like, yeah. He'd be like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Hell yeah. Damn Dre.
I always thought that intro was hilarious.
But the hell yeah.
No,
Yeah, all the time.
Like, all you haters out there, suck our motherfucking
fucking dick. And they be like, hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. I just found everything he says in some songs. I'm like, is this really him talking or is this the character? It sounds like a fucking cartoon. Like, remember him in fucking Kendrick's album, The Good Kid, Mad City? Or like, there's just that random phone call and he's like, what's up? Like, this is true. Yeah, like, say you want a spot like mine. Like, anybody can get it. Like,
anybody can get it.
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck? And then, like, it ends and you're like, what was that about? Like,
yeah, man, that's crazy. My goodness.
Yeah, like, it just happened. You're like, all right.
Yeah.
Some
hilarious.
Feature news artists, it's like they do like an insurance. Like, that's not really featured.
Yeah. That's true. When you say featuring, I expect a verse or something.
Yeah, same thing. That's what every time I see feature, I always think someone's gonna be like get on a verse or something, but it's just somebody just be talking on there most of the time.
Yeah. It's like, this is
which is still cool though, you know what I mean? Like some people are good with the the commentary and shit like that. Some people just have that voice.
Yeah. No, like comment on Kid Cudi's album and shit like that. Like they're just. I do find it awesome though when you hear some people and you're like, oh shit, is that what's his name? And like they don't even say it's a feature, but they have like I don't know, like vocalization in the back, and you're like, oh shit, like that's fucking in the background.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, like they do backup vocals or like ghost writing and they fucking show up there and shit.
Yep.
Oh, is that hey now, bro?
Oh, is that hey?
Yeah, it was a pretty girl, so I had to say hey.
Like, who you think is pretty that night?
To all the pretty girls, hey.
She knows she's pretty.
Yeah,
she knows. She's a model.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. She knows she's pretty. Yeah. The models be. Yeah.
I know, right? Where the Henny at? Where the hoes be? No, I'm just kidding. Fucking white bar right there made by somebody I knew. There was a geeky white kid who used to like said that like tried doing a freestyle and that was the ending. He's like, where the Henny at and where the hoes be? And I was like,
oh my goodness.
White kid in Corona trying to spit bars right shaking your head on that. Shaking his head so pissed like that. You're so disappointed.
I was like, you're not even from the
Yeah. White kids influence. You know what's even funnier is that his dad was the head of the police force. And he'd be trying to get him.
Like, man, come on, bro.
I was like, this
motherfucker, locked him up.
Yeah, I was like, this is so poetic. This kid, dad is part of the police force, and then he's trying to get
Yeah, yeah, my goodness,
Like
that's
we're the
crazy.
like, you
That's
know
what they
where
talked
they're at.
about in the '90s. They're like, this rap music's affecting our kids. It's like, there you go, there it is. Right
Oh
there.
shit, you letting the motherfuckers listen to it, so what
Yeah,
the
yeah,
hell?
yeah.
What are you doing, motherfucker?
I know, right? I love it. Let it speak how it is.
But you make the money off of it, you know. And that's the funny
Exactly.
thing. It's like it's other people that make the money. Like they make it hard to like because for you to actually make like positive music that's not really like destructive like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hip hop, like they won't let you rise with that. They
Yeah.
want you to do some
yeah,
destructive.
No, what's crazy about
yeah,
hip hop now is that it's so gentrified now, and it's just not even what it used to be anymore. And it's such like it's the main source of fucking music nowadays. Everyone is wanting to do hip hop of some sort. Even in other genres, they're trying to incorporate hip hop into other genres, and it's
Yeah.
just
What's
crazy to
what's
see how
good?
much.
What's good, Manuel? What's up, bro?
What up, yo?
The
What up?
homie Manuel right there. I think you guys know Manuel.
What's up, Mars? Oh yeah, what's up?
You guys
What
should
up?
know Manuel. He's an Upland dude too, and a James Games head too.
Ah, R.I.P.
Yeah, man.
James.
It's the
Man,
homie,
we gotta bring James Games back.
I saw you like
bro,
that
for real.
TikTok I made. I'm sorry I mentioned James Games too. My
Oh
bad.
no, it's all good, bro. You could mention it all you want to, bro. You know, freaking that's the love, man. Well, James Games will never die. And like I love when you say R.I.P., man. That just always brings back memories. But yeah,
Yeah,
long live James Games, bro. You know, man.
yeah,
You
yeah.
already know, bro. We
No,
used to
dude, I
be
was
there
telling
all the
someone too.
time.
Like, I was telling someone, I was like, dude, that place was a fucking dojo. Because you and I said the same shit. I was like,
Yeah,
you
bro.
know that there would be heated days that you'd walk into that fucking arcade and it
Bro,
would be like
ass whoopings going
silent.
around,
It would
bro.
be packed, but there would be silence, and you would just hear like button mashing and then like
Yep,
quarters slapping on the fucking like
yep,
table like for next game.
yeah,
Like, but it would be complete silence, and you're like, all
yep,
right, it's a fucking heated night tonight. Like,
yep,
you feel like the energy walking
yeah.
in there, and you're like, I gotta fight,
Yeah,
dude.
bro,
Like,
that is where we met. That is where we met, bro. A motherfucking third strike, motherfucking initial D, maximum
yeah,
tuning,
dude. Oh my
fucking
god.
Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2. Like, man. That's
Well,
when they
even
even had
before that,
the
remember it was
X-Men.
fucking it was
They
X
even
Men versus Street Fighter
bro,
back
I was
then.
just about
That
to
was the
say
middle
that.
of
That
that game.
was the gangster shit right there. Like, man,
Yeah,
like it doesn't even top like X-Men versus Street Fighters, bro. Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
Mine was Third Strike and Alpha 3. That's what I was playing in
Yeah.
that TikTok,
Yeah,
by the way.
bro. Yeah,
Did you
I
see that?
seen that too.
I was
Yeah, hell
playing that. I
yeah.
was playing Alpha 3, and that was like when that fucking music, that first video
Hell
pop
yeah,
started
bro.
playing. I was like, dang, that's fucking
Fuck
fire, right?
yeah.
We
Yeah.
got to do levels sometimes. So you can see that fucking
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
but then you can see that snake statue.
Oh yeah, I gotta go see that shit.
Bro, they have an arcade down over here on Calamasa, and they just put Third Strike up in that bitch too.
I don't know, man. I miss like the
But,
hole in one
but,
arcade like
but
that,
yeah,
though. Like
bro,
no
it's
bar,
not the.
like I don't mind barcades, but barcades are just more people just getting drunk and just being obnoxious and the
Yeah,
buttons
that's
stuff
like
and
it's
shit.
not a barcade, you know.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's
I miss
freaking
like
it.
actual like arcade spots, like hole in the wall, like little arcade spots that
Yeah,
like fucking go off, and then like people chilling in the parking lot and like drinking on the side. Like
yeah,
I miss
bro.
that
Like
shit, dude.
hiding from Rick and shit, bro. Like
Yeah,
hiding from
dude.
Rick. Like we couldn't even
Who
go
would
in there
even hide, dude? We would be out
smelling
in
like
the
weed,
fucking little
bro.
circle, and he would be coming out like, "Don't bring that inside here,"
Yeah,
and like we
or
just
he'll be
like go
like,
back in and shit.
yep, or he'll be like, no, or he'll be like, no, he'd be like, don't even, he'd be like, he'll be like, don't even smell like weed too sometimes, but he couldn't control that shit. I was like, Rick, so it's like we smell like weed, bro. We come in here and we're spending like almost $100 in quarters, bro. Like you're not
Yeah,
gonna tell
yeah,
us to
dude.
not come over. And you know us, you
Yeah.
known us ever since we were little. Like, come on, bro.
Well, on top of that, though, he would keep it open till 2 in the morning because he thought it would
For
be a
real,
better place
Daniel.
for us
I'll
to
be high
hang
as a motherfucker
rather than
too.
someone else.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because he would
Yeah,
always say that he would keep that place open till 2 in the morning, so that way we would have some place to hang safely
yeah,
rather than
yeah.
be someone else. And then
And
like
that
our
was the
parents
love
knew where we
about
were
it,
at.
bro. It's like that's the only place, that's the only arcade I knew that opened up 10 a.m. in the morning, bro, and closed at fucking 2 a.m. And then on the weekends it was
Dude.
three. It was 3 a.m. It was 3 a.m. on the weekends. But
Yeah,
the
dude. No,
most
because
days,
Joe,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh
Joe
my
and I would
goodness,
go to
bro.
the mountain, and then we would go get fucking in and out, and we would still come back at like 1 or 2 in
Yeah,
the morning
bro.
and
The
spend the
homie,
rest of the hours
shout
there.
out to the
Like,
homie Joe too. Joe
yeah, dude, we would
Stockman,
always
bro.
go there.
Yeah, man. All the homies, Manuel, Joe, freaking Danny, fucking like you guys,
Order
like
manual, dude,
so
all that
many,
shit.
so many people, bro, who like,
But Rick had a
man,
fucking strategy though, because Rick would always say this bullshit. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, we're closing soon. I'm not making that much money here," and you'd be like, "No." And then you're like, you would keep coming back and spending money, and the kids would just
yep.
keep like, "Motherfucker, you just
That
saying this."
should be, man, that should be packed.
Yeah,
Like
he's monopolizing us and shit. I'm like, dude,
even after,
Jesus.
even it was right by the high school, bro. You know what I mean? So it
Exactly.
was
That's prime location.
like right after high school, motherfuckers would be at James games, bro.
Yeah,
Like
dude. I
it was
remember all
crazy.
the kids. Yeah, dude. All the times.
Yeah, that man, I freaking there's no I don't give a fuck, man. There's no arcade like James games to this day.
No.
Like I don't give a
Oh,
fuck.
no, dude.
Yeah, that definitely was the dojo, bro. That
Buy
definitely
the
was the
fucking building
dojo.
back.
We gotta bring it back.
Buy that
Yeah.
building back, yeah, and then fucking bring it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hopefully nobody buys that shit and that sign stays up there for the longest,
Nobody yet.
just for the nostalgia, you know.
That's
Like
one bet.
like there's so many people I bet who ride by that shit. Cause even when I'm in Upland, freaking I ride by that motherfucker. When I went to go see Grav, like I freaking had to go ride by that motherfucker, you know, like shit, dude.
It was the shit, man. It was
Yep.
fucking. It was the best.
Hell yeah, man.
So wait, hold on. I gotta ask you too. What's your fucking insight for going into 2023, dude? I mean, I know fucking you had this year too. Fucking think about a lot, do a lot. What do you take out
Yeah,
of
man.
2022 going into 2023?
Shit, man. I'm just bringing the same shit. Ain't nothing changed, you know. Like just to get like I'm just gonna just keep upping my art game, you know, and then just try to, you
Well, you
know,
can't say
just
that. I gotta say that you've definitely changed, especially throughout this
yeah,
year.
yeah. I
So,
know. That's why I'm saying I'm just gonna keep doing, you know, what I'm doing. Like whatever, like I do and I like I did and I grew from. Like I'm just gonna continue with that, you know.
yeah,
Like it's
yeah,
just I'm just gonna keep growing and you know get better at just like I just want to be more of a precise and grounded and like you know fluent artist, you know, more than what
yeah,
I am already. You know, I want to really like just get a lot of more shit done, you know, because I already have a lot of shit, you know, but it's just getting it done and having like a lot more to show for my art, you know, like just putting on my state up on the map, you know, like just put it up more, just even LSS, you know, on the map, like just everything and whatever art abilities I have and whatever field that I'm, you know, putting my energy into. That's what I just really want to grow in, you know, like
for sure.
yeah, man. So yeah, just keep being, you know, like just keep being spiritual like I am, you know, just keep working out, being healthy, you know, just like just staying just on course, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
just really just like just being repetitive, you know. The better I get, the faster I'll get, you know, and like just the
yeah.
more shit that I'll be spewing out. So
I know. I actually have another homeboy out here. He's a graffiti artist named Rerun. A shout out to
mhm.
Rerun, but weird name. But like he like is a very good artist, and I've showed him like your
Yeah,
shit. And he's like, dude, this is really fucking dope. Because he likes fucking artwork like that too. But I told him I was like, I want to get like together like with my art homeboys and like do a little music festival, but then have art sold on the side with like the people I know that do art and they can sell their shit. Fucking like
yeah, man. Even if it's
like
live
it'd
painting
be
and
like a
even to the
live like
beat, you
music
know.
and art kind of like little festival that actually have like all of
Yeah,
those kind of big performances there pretty much.
yeah, bro. That's gonna be that LSS freaking festival and
And that's
shit, you
it.
know.
Hey, that
L-
would work. Unless that's
LSS fest, bro.
that actually sounds pretty tight.
That's funny.
Yeah, fuck yeah, that shit sounds dope.
LSS says, hell yeah, we should actually try and do
Yeah,
Even if it's just like you know if it's at someone's freaking pad or whatever you know like
that. It could
you know
grow.
what I mean it's just like even if it's a little thing to where we only invite
no,
people who
there's a
we
lot of
know
empty
you know what
spots
I
out here,
mean
dude. There's
so
warehouses, there's
yeah we
fucking
could
like open
definitely
spaces you can
yeah
rent out. There's places you can rent out for cheap, and you can honestly just throw events there. It won't even be much, and honestly,
yeah
the money will make itself back easily. So
yeah
Do it.
so
Let's
and you know it's
actually
make
freaking
sell
definitely
tickets and just fucking make an app to like kind of invest into that. It could be done pretty easily,
yeah
honestly.
bro I like that shit'll be I think that'll be sick bro and that'll give opportunity for us to really like push our abilities you know like from music art fashion like you know modeling all that shit dude like everything and it's like I know like we all know freaking talented people you know like freaking a lot of talented people so just you know that's just like a this would be like an avenue to where you know we could just put everybody we know on
Yeah.
so you know definitely like that'll be dope because we already give people flowers when it's you know given you know that's why I
Yeah,
send you know that's why I always send the bouquet of flowers to everybody too you know with the emoji because it's like definitely that's like I'm gonna do it regardless. You know what I mean? Like even though like I remember me and Grab was having a conversation. We were just saying that like how just to support it doesn't even matter if we get it back from the people who like we always support and do things like that. It's because it's genuine. You know, it's like we don't look for the recognition and shit. And I know you're like that too, Nick. I know we don't look for the recognition of like showing love for somebody and be like, all right, since I did it for you, then you got to do it for me. It's like none of that shit is fucking. And we don't even think about that. It's just like, oh shit, if I like it and it's dope, bro, like I'm gonna fucking, I'm gonna show love no matter what.
I know.
So
I
it's
wish everyone
freaking
else had the same mindset of that stuff because
yeah.
there are a lot of people that like
They're
only look for
they're
the clout and like look to push themselves just for the clout.
Yeah,
Like,
bro. They go off of like, oh, like if this person is liking like if this famous person's liking this shit, then I'm just gonna support this dude and just like repost his shit and only
I've
like
been my
his
fair
shit,
share of people that do
you
that.
know.
They literally
And
just
that
follow for like so that they can get the clout and then that's
yeah,
about it.
yeah, bro. And that's what like fucking a lot of people were just thinking about as a cloud and shit. And it's like, dude, we know our abilities, we know how good we are, and we know how we're not the only ones in this world, who are talented. There's so many people who need the extra oomph just like we do, And it's just it's just crazy, bro. I just know a lot of artists who are like that too, who are freaking like not even known, but I just know they out freaking class like so many of the people who are freaking, like it's just crazy, but it's like I'm fine with knowing that because I know whenever I get somewhere and do something, I know I'll be that beacon, to fucking to show that love and help them. So it's just, as long as I'm just being 100 and being who I'm gonna be, like that shit ain't never gonna change no matter what. And even if a motherfucker doesn't show love or whatever, and then all of a sudden something happens and people start getting, we start getting up there and everything, then I'm not gonna be all fucked up and be like, oh no, you didn't do that shit for me, so I'm not gonna do it for you. I'll be like, nah, bro, like I'm gonna still show love, like I'm saying, like I'm gonna still do it,
Yeah,
It's like as long as I know that that's all I don't give. I don't give a fuck. Like I'm still gonna show it no matter what.
Oh, hey,
It's just
hey, Rachel. Hey, Lakar. I see you in the comments. Hey.
what up? Welcome to the live, everybody.
what's going on, everyone.
We have another model in here.
Yeah, also viewers, yes, listening to on Spotify.
Oh shit! I didn't know we were on Spotify. We're on Spotify too.
Yeah, we're on
shit.
Spotify. I'm on what do you call it? IGTV.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? What's going on?
Live, this is
like I'm saying, bouquets for everybody.
Live in the center of the earth.
Yeah.
Bouquets for everybody.
I know. It's funny that you've been using that emoji because I've been using that emoji a lot more often too. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, I don't know. I just find so much enjoyment using that.
Yeah, bro. Like, give flowers when they're due,
And I think that
flowers of knowledge, flowers of wisdom, as I like to say.
Flower of knowledge, flower of love, flower wherever the fuck kind of flowers you want.
And that is one of the most popular songs on the album too. Okay.
That took me by surprise.
It did.
Because what's funny is the fact that we found that track again and we literally forgot about it. Because I remember when we first listened to that track again, we're like, we made this? Like, when the fuck did we make this? So I was like, because we listened to that track and like him and I looked, because I was like, okay, what's this track? And then we put it on and we just sat there and like we stared at each other in silence and we're like, what the fuck? Like, we're listening to a track that we like thought was by other people. We're like, this is us. Like, when the fuck did we make this shit?
No, man. Even that fucking, I'm waiting for that Jet Jaguar fucking shit to come out, dude. That shit is fucking. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, I listen to it all the time. I listen to all those tracks you guys send me, but
I know. I was saying, you have it too, bro.
That shit's dope. That shit's fucking. That shit fucking is hilarious.
I'll give it a listen and see if it actually is done. But I felt like it was done when I handed it to you.
Well, yeah, it wasn't sure because I know that it was kind of a collab with like the other guy, so that's how
it's been a while, that guy. But yeah, I should probably hit him up and be like, "Yo, let's fucking see what do you think about this?" But if you,
I've been wanting to put that shit out. I'm not.
Okay, we can do
that. Man, that's the shit right there, man. All the other tracks are dope too. Yeah. I told you I fucking loved that when I first heard it. That shit had me busting up.
That shit's
my
hard.
Goodness. Yeah, it is.
The energy is crazy.
Yeah. I really like it too. That energy is fucking on. I was like, man.
I want to do that shit at shows. That's why I've been waiting. That should be
Yeah,
You know,
fun.
it'd be fun
that
is if we
shit
could
would be
like, if we could,
hilarious, dude.
if we could, honestly, like a very fun music video concept I would do is if we dress up in like kaiju outfits and just
I
like
want to
pretend like
do
in like
that.
big city, but that's pretty cost budget. If we
That would be
came,
We
hilarious.
should do it.
yeah, just dress up in
Hell
like
yeah.
kaiju outfits and just do that shit and just be in that music video and act like we're in a small city or like a little like toy city and fucking act in kaiju
Sir.
outfits.
We should do it. He says support no strings attached. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, man.
I support you too.
Yeah, it's because I know. Trust me, out here in Los Angeles and Hollywood and all these parties I went through out here, I meet a lot of people that are like, "I'll follow you, bro." Like, I'll see this shit, and then like they fucking will, but then they'll only do it just so they get the gain, and they'll like unfollow. Or they'll just do it for the
Yeah.
crowd. They're like, "Oh yeah,
Bro,
New Jack supports-
I've been getting
like New
that
Jack
shit a lot,
supports me,
man.
so like this part of this crowd supports me too." And it's like, fuck
Dude,
off, bro.
that's one thing that's been happening to me like for the longest, bro. It's like that's why I stopped freaking adding people back and shit because I seen that motherfuckers will go and add me, you know what I mean, and then fucking remove me like soon as I freaking like add them and shit. And I'm like, bro, like what the fuck? So I just stopped. Anyone who's sitting there in friend request is like, bro, send me a message or something that you know me or whatever, or you know, just like, and I'll follow you back. But other than that, it's like I fucking just stop following just random people who follow me because it's like
social media game is just
yeah,
so
most of them just do that shit, and I'll be like, dude, what's the whole point of that shit? Like
for real.
I'm not gonna like I don't even know who you are, like you know, you remove me and then I forget your name, you know, who like added me, so it's like. I don't go and scroll through, you know, fucking like Instagram and shit all the time to the feed and everything. So I don't see a lot of shit, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
We all miss a lot of shit because the way the algorithm is. Like,
Yeah,
I-
for reals. I just started clicking on people who I know's profile and shit like that to see what they're up to, and if anything I missed and shit, you know, I'll freaking see it. But this motherfucker's almost done right here too.
Ooh, look at that. That's
Yeah, man.
Speed.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I can probably put this on there too. But like,
Yeah. That's pretty dope.
like, I think I can probably take this video and put it onto the show, the video from the live. So I'm pretty sure, but I don't know for sure. So I'm trying to like
He's figuring out the way.
check it out. We're figuring it out
You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out.
because I want to be able to add this live video to the show. So hopefully we can do that. But
Oh, that'd be dope. Like the because you how the first half cut off and then freaking add the second half.
yeah. So
Yeah.
hopefully I can do that.
Yeah.
It's gonna get more difficult with the video component, though. I know that's gonna slow it down, but,
But don't they save? Don't they save these? Like you know, you guys can save them, right? Yeah, that's cool.
Your data. So your data saves it actually inside of it, so you can like upload it to your feed or like save it to repost. So you can actually download it to your phone and stuff like that. That's what I do with my subscriptions. My subscription like stuff when I go live for DJing, I'll do it to subscription only. So I'll record the whole live, and then it'll just save to my platform so I can upload it whenever or just repost it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Very well.
Yeah. So
Yeah, man. And that's one thing also too what I forgot that I want to try to get done in this year is freaking just have my YouTube channel, because I definitely want to start a YouTube channel, you know, and freaking not really as much show my process of what I'm doing, because you know it's like everybody has their own process and shit, and I don't want motherfuckers fully, you know, trying to take my shit. I already know people do, but it's like they take the whole fucking process and everything, you know.
Well, you're already copywritten, so like honestly, even if they
Yeah, but even that shit too, it's like it'd be copywritten. The motherfucker could definitely just copy my shit and just put their own name on it, you know. But it'll still be in resemblance of mine, which I don't care, you know. If you could turn my shit whatever, and you need help from it to turn it to your own, you know. As long as you make it your own, I don't care, you know. But it's like if somebody's looking at that shit and be like, oh, that looks like so and so did that shit, and I'm just like, oh man, like you know. But
hey, your stickers have been making it far away over here. I'd be handing those out. You're like, here, support the business.
Thank you. Yeah, I got a lot more on the way and shit, you know. Fucking so just definitely been working on that, you know, just still been, you know, trying to get a job and shit. It's been rough, you know. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna complain. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep looking for jobs and shit and everything, you know, like so. Some will give, you know, some will give. Like I'm surviving and I'm able to, you know, pay my bills. So I'm good with that right now until like as long as I still keep, you know, creating. So
yeah.
Some will give, and it's happened too. You know, I've sold a lot of, you know, paintings, you know, freaking recently and stuff, which I feel good about. But it's just now, it's just I gotta, just keep making more. Keep doing it for the love of it.
For sure, man.
Yeah,
Honestly, it's
man.
all we keep doing is honestly creating the content and the stuff
Oh
that we
yeah,
love making. Honestly, do
yeah.
it for ourselves.
I love
No
this
reach
part right
strike.
here.
What are you watching?
Look at Akira.
Oh, nice,
This
sick. Is that
part's
it?
crazy. This part's crazy as
Is
fuck.
that the nightmare scene?
Yeah,
Yeah. I love that. So I think I actually have a photo shoot of that whole entire thing projected.
yeah. That shit's
You
sick.
know,
I just want to see the car real quick, and that fool just comes and fucking.
yeah. Mars over there watching Akira.
It's trying to stay inspired.
Yeah, I feel you.
The Mars
That's
way.
fucking. Look
The
at this
Mars
fool.
way.
This Mars
Milk
way.
for you, motherfuckers.
Ain't nothing sweet.
Ain't nothing but dang.
Ain't nothing. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Now I gotta go over the New Jack side again too, man. I gotta go to the LSS chamber, man. Like that's the spot over there, man. That's the hyperbolic chamber over there too.
That's
So,
literally what it's been, bro. Literally,
yeah, bro.
Actually, show him the cup. Look at
yeah.
the cup I
Oh,
got.
I know the capsule. I know the capsule corp cup, bro. That
Yeah,
shit is,
dude. I
yeah,
was
that's
like,
that's the
bro.
business. Yeah, that's how you do it, bro.
Did you saw me drinking out of it?
No, I see Nick. He always drinks out of that motherfucker. That's his
I
cup.
think I posted that before. Yeah, no,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Literally, this has been the hyperbolic time chamber over here. Fucking drinking.
Yeah, man. And that wall's sick too, man. You put up more panels on there or what?
Yeah. It's all still One Punch Man. But like I said, like I fucking talked to him. He's like, it took me 3 years to get this strong.
Yeah.
I'm like, it has been 3 years. So fuck.
Yeah, bro. Even you should check out Versus, bro. His new shit.
Oh, dude, I've heard. I haven't seen it. I haven't read
Dude,
it.
that shit's sick, bro. That shit's
Yeah,
so.
you gotta check out Versus for sure.
Yeah, man.
I'm watching Mob Psycho season 3 right
Yeah, same here. That
now.
shit's.
I think I'm only like 4 episodes in, but it's still really good. I still
Yeah,
love it.
yeah. I'm like I haven't really rewatched it. Like I'm trying to rewatch it like from season 1 and shit because I missed a lot from it.
Yeah,
that shit is. I love Mob Psycho. That's just funny as
I think
most.
I've read up to like where season 2 ends, but I haven't seen or read like where season 3 picks up off from. So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll just watch it. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, dude. Man, I'm waiting for that Jujutsu Kaisen, that freaking the Shibuya arc, bro.
Oh, bro, that's trauma right there.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be some fucked up. A lot of people are gonna be sad, but
I know, dude.
It's
Honestly,
all
I
good
feel the
though,
same shit. I was like, wait till you guys get to that Tokyo arc, cause fuck, I was like, that played.
bro. That shit's gonna be crazy. It's just gonna be crazy.
No, don't grab like this year. Fucking a lot of fucking like good shit came out. Like a lot of good music. Like it's been a rough year for mental health for sure, and like for a pandemic, but a lot of good music, a lot of good anime, a lot of good video games, a lot of good shows that came out this year. Like this has been a very good monumental fucking year for all that.
Yeah, I could say that, bro. Like I really could say that too. Like I was like, damn, it's like more than ever. Like even the animes they're coming out with are pretty good,
Like movies, not so much. I really don't care about, but for sure, like anime shows, music, and fucking like all that shit has been really fucking on point.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Shit is coming out to where I'm like, oh man, I might have faith in humanity again, At the same time, maybe.
I hope so. I do too. I fucking still have faith in humanity, even though we still got a long way to go.
Yeah.
We're making baby steps, and that's still progress.
Yeah, baby steps progress is better than no progress.
True.
Yeah, it's coming along.
Yeah, for sure.
Just gotta get rid of these little bitch ass motherfuckers. Everybody's turned into a pussy.
Yeah, right. Quit crying, you big pussy.
Quit crying.
No, it's been a hell of a year, honestly. I feel like this year has definitely taught us a lot, and I feel like a lot has happened this year for sure. So it's a lot to take away from, especially this past 2 years. So I think especially since from 2019 till now, it's been very fucking interesting. You know what I actually do theoretically believe though is that think about Endgame. When Endgame came out, it was 2019, and they said like 2 years later, and then they resolved everything. It was 2023. So when Thanos snapped, he actually snapped for real, bro.
Yeah, for real, man.
Wiped out by coronavirus. 2023 comes around, and now we're going to be building ourselves back together and be like, all right, this is us unified.
Yeah,
Watch
man.
it. That's gonna be back out in theaters next year. I guarantee. They're gonna be like
This-
Endgame back in theaters.
They're gonna re-release it just to top James Cameron.
I know, right? Love James Cameron. He did that. He released. Yeah, they gotta re-release Endgame so they can top.
It would be funny. I don't know if the new one might be ahead though. I think supposedly it's doing some crazy numbers.
Really, I didn't give a fuck about it.
I don't really.
Yeah.
Like, I know they pushed
Yeah.
that movie so much, and they've been pushing it like very hard, and I just do not care about that movie. I'm like,
Bro, and it's like it don't even go on the guidelines of how the actual comic is too. They're missing so many fucking characters from them, but
the comic
it's
about
the comic of the end games of like
Oh,
Thanos,
yeah,
the freaking
well, it's a different universe.
the
Like
Infinity
comic.
Wars, the Infinity
Yeah.
Wars, fucking.
Because I used to be really on that too. I used to be like, it's not like the comic book, but I was like, it's a different kind of universe, so whatever. Like, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I guess still.
Because
Like,
I'm about that too. I'm like, it used to be exactly like the comic book, but I'm like, whatever.
I was like, man, where's the Silver Surfer at, bro? And where the fuck is the
Right.
X-Men at?
Yeah, the
Like,
Silver
who the
Surfer
fuck?
should be in
Like-
there, though. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
They could
Adam
at least-
Warlock, Silver
They could
Surfer.
have at least fucking put them in there. Like, but damn.
Yeah, exactly. The Fantastic Four, they had to fucking deal with all that too. So there's
Yeah.
a lot that's missing from all the comic
And then
books.
even Doom was in a part of that shit. You
Okay,
know
well,
what I mean?
until they get to Doom, though, if they get to Doom in the MCU, they better make it fucking good. Because Doom, a lot of people bad guy, but not many bad guy out Doom.
But see, in the Infinity Wars, Doom ended up helping fucking, helping people, helping the good side too. And he was just like, after we're done with this shit, I'm back to being a fucking villain. But other than that,
Yeah. Because he wants the best for him. He's like, because Doom sees it like, if someone's in my way, I gotta help out my friend, or whatever it is. Enemy of my enemy is my friend. Like that's about Doom. Because like, I might as well get rid of you so I can fucking be on top.
yeah, bro. So
And
it's
if
fucking.
they do Doom, they have to use the MF Doom song.
I hope so.
We gotta put an MF Doom song like in his intro or something.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Be like, yeah, they got to do that shit. That's just
I
it's
think
just
they
only
are.
As
happening.
long as they have like an ode, as long as they have like something of like MF Doom with Doom, like somewhere along the lines, they're like, all right, cool, I'll get that MF Doom.
They gotta like play like just at
Doom,
least, like,
or at least Doom has to
Doom
have
there.
the original MF, like the MF Doom's mask.
You know what would sick is if like if you walk inside like fucking Vincent's fucking like quarters where it shows like Doom walking through like his cathedral and there's like a big ass painting of like MF Doom on the side, I'd be like tight. I'm like, as
Or
long
if
as,
it,
like,
or if it just shows his different mask
like,
and then
give
it has
me
his
Doom
mask
stuff
on
with
there,
it.
play. Yeah.
I feel he has so many tracks though that there's one that they could use. Like just throw it
Yeah.
in there, you know.
Yeah, for reals.
They
You
were-
know, we know that shit's never gonna happen, but there's nothing wrong with getting our hopes up.
Let's start a petition now.
I know, right?
For real. Get a Doom track in
For
there.
reals. Like, man, if you guys make this shit, it better be a fucking Doom track in here.
They would do it if you got enough signatures on petition. They would do
Probably,
it.
most
They
likely.
would do it.
They're ones to listen to the audience, so I think they probably
Yeah. Well, the kids are not even gonna know who it is. Like, man, fuck them kids.
fuck him, kid.
Fucking kids. Oh, that's funny you mentioned that because today I sent out something. Have you ever heard that quote? People say it's a Jordan quote, but it's a joke where they say "fuck them kids," and it's like Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that. And someone was like, "Oh, I thought you said Michael Jackson at first." I was like, "No, that's not fuck them kids." Michael
Oh,
Jackson. I was like, "No,
oh my goodness.
that's not what I was saying."
That's not what I said.
Yeah, it was pretty funny though.
That's hilarious.
Because
Yeah.
it did fit, but in like the worst way. But yeah, but I always thought that was funny because it was a quote because it was like supposedly they make up that fake news, but it was like about people dying over his shoes and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It was like fuck them kids. Oh
Fucking-
no!
Little kids freaking making 10 cents, fucking making those Jordans and shit, and 10 cents an hour.
I can never be a shoe bee. As much as people are into that, I like what I like. I think the most expensive shoe I bought so far right now is Docs, and the thing costs fucking $200.
Yeah. Like, I'm just like, I don't care for Jordans, I just never look good in them, you know what I mean?
I like
Like,
them
it's-
okay, but,
Like some of them are cool, you know what I mean? I like the ones with the retro designs and shit, like
yeah.
the 90s looking ones, like that's the ones that I would give. But other than that,
I
it's
want the
like
Marty McFly's, but those
I'm-
go for
I'm-
like a fortune.
I'm a Vans dude, bro. I just always wore Vans, and I fucking
Vans
just
and
can't.
Chucks.
Yeah, I can't get away from
I know it means we're flat-footed as motherfuckers.
'em. Hell yeah, man, for reals. I wear some Nikes, you know, but even with
Yeah.
Nikes, it's just yeah, man, just don't fit them.
At least if they
Yeah. We put them
Yeah.
on.
if they ever did like a draft, you guys would be fine. They're flat footed.
All right. Yeah, can't go in it.
Yep, for reals.
You just wear some checks and like, oh fuck.
Yeah. That used to be the original basketball shoe.
That's
Yeah, I
crazy.
don't know how motherfuckers play basketball in those
It
shoes, bro.
sucks.
Dude,
That
that's
shit's
fucking wild.
crazy. It
Had
must
all
have
types
been
of foot
You know how
injuries.
much
for
foot
reals.
injury you would have wearing Chucks playing basketball, bro? Oh my god.
Fucking crazy.
Roll your ankle, fucking slap your foot down as soon as you jump up, and then fucking like come back
Ah!
into the court. Yeah. It'd be like a slap, fucking that clap on the ground.
For reals.
Don't
Big ass clap.
get your ass out, get your head up. You gotta
Fuck.
clap it on the ground.
Now I've been going last. This isn't great for broadcast, but my phone's actually about to die. So
All right, Mars.
Yep.
Bro.
All right, man. All right, it was good talking to you guys. Of course, you know, I'll be, you know, seeing you guys, you know, very soon and shit.
Say
So,
bye to the viewers.
all right, later, everybody. And remember, always give them flowers.
Always.
always.
All right, LSS.
So, peace and salutations.
All right, my boys.
Peace, brother.
Peace, brother.
Peace.
Well, that was a good start. Hopefully that picked up well on the fucking microphone, so we'll see what happens. I'm not sure how well that picked up on the mic, but thank you guys for honestly tuning in.
Thank you.
Any last words, requests, things we got to say to the viewers going into their 2023? It's the new Monday. It's the new Monday. You know what I always use every single year is I always use this, but in Majora's Mask, you know, I have to repeat the 3 days. And then when you finally get like the 4th day final down, like when you finally beat the game, every screen that comes in says like the end of the first day or the end of the second day, end of the third day, and it'll always be black. And then when you actually like get to the fucking good final ending of the game, it'll say like, on a white screen, it says dawn of a new day. And I always post that like on like my stories on Instagram or TikTok, and I'll post that screen like dawn of a new day. So I feel like it's always like a good kind of highlight to be like, yep, we're entering a new day now.
It is a new day,
Yeah,
honestly.
So honestly, dawn of a new day, everybody.
Dawn of a new
fucking day. Really, every day is honestly, but even this makes it even more monumental that you made it through another fucking year, and we couldn't be more proud of you.
Yeah, we made it.
Because no matter how rough or how fucking well it went, honestly, it's a dawn of a new day.
That's true. It went well though overall. That's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, we made it through the fires.
We still have our hurdles to get over, but we're doing good. So just know that everyone's doing good. And that's all I can really say. Just be present and move forward.
That's all there is to it.
Okay, we're good?
Yeah.
All right, sons, everybody. Or did you already stop recording?
It stopped.
Oh, okay.
I didn't stop it. It just like the internet went out randomly.
Oh,
That's all good.
That's all good.
But we captured like between the two things we got to get them out.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't stop it. I was actually trying to get it going, but it's not.
When did it stop?
Just like right now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so
that works.
yeah, so it worked.
Damn, what a fucking podcast.
That was a lot. That was like probably one of the deepest ones, right?
Honestly, probably. I know there's some things that we talked about. I was like, this is kind of deep, but honestly, I don't mind it.
It works though. It all worked though. So
it all works.
It all works.
One way or another.
I told you I want to make a shirt of that guy, like the fucking the turnip guy.
Yeah.
Or not the turnip guy. Or he became the turnip guy, but that farmer guy.
Yeah.
Like
it
just
ain't
that
much,
guy.
But it's honest work.
But he's like it's him, but he's like in like a thong and he's like dancing. It says ain't much, but it's honest twerk.
Oh my god.
Or some video
You should
that
make his face on the Nicki Minaj thing. You know how she has her ass like on the ground and shit like that?
Yeah.
That was his face. Like, it ain't much, but it's honest twerk.
it'd be so dumb. It'd be hilarious.
People would buy that, honestly.
I think so. I'd buy it.
I'd buy it. Look at this little game case my friend got me. It's a fucking Pokedex, but it holds your Switch games.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah, right.
That's
I was-
actually really tight.
I know. That's what I said too. I was like, what? I was like, this is dope, dude.
How many does it hold?
It held 6.
That's pretty
I
tight.
thought it only held 3, and I was like, oh, that's whatever. But then I didn't know that there's a double side to it. And I was like, oh, that's dope, dude. That's really
That
cool.
is actually really. That's pretty portable too.
Yeah, it's super
Let me
tiny.
see this bird.
Let me see this bird.
That's cool. The Pokédex. You got Pokey Dicks in here.
Yeah, Pokey Dicks.
Nice. Big chillin'.
Big chill. Brad, big chillin'. Dang, yeah, your phone's about to die, homeboy. Did you bring a charger? Is there a charger in your car?
I can charge it in my car,
Okay.
but I know how to get back anywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm not. I wasn't. I was just like, damn. I don't want. I want to. I wanted to end on my power. You know.
Yeah, on my back.
But this is the first time you're hearing me talk about sports. So the biggest story off the top of my head is the Niners winning. Because of course that's one of my teams. It's a team that I care about. You know, the only NFL team really that I care about. We all got our team, right? Or not all of us, but a lot of us do. So that's my NFL team, the Niners, and they won. They won today. Actually, that probably wasn't the biggest deal, to be honest. I mean, they were supposed to beat the Raiders, so I will set my biases to the side. But it wasn't a pretty game for them. The defense actually had one of their few like bad games of the year. Even then, they still made some plays, and it feels weird to say, "Oh, it's a bad game," but I mean, they gave up a lot of points, so I guess it's a bad game technically, but they won the game and they made key plays at the end. So what can you say about that? Probably the biggest story, though, honestly, the biggest story probably is Michigan losing to TCU. I think they were the biggest underdog, TCU, and they beat Michigan. Like I think they were historically one of the biggest underdogs ever in that position, and they beat Michigan. So to be fair, Michigan missing some great players on their side, so it wasn't the most shocking thing in the world. But at the end of the day, man, like they should have won that. They honestly should have won that. But hey, what can you do? That's the way it goes sometimes. Um, it was a crazy game. The defenses did not show up at all in the second half. Like everybody was just making plays. Dog time. I don't know why he wants to do this more when I'm actually on camera. What do you have to say about the sports? You have any sports commentary? Don't lick the mic. That's not good sports commentary. Don't lick the mic, all right? But he looks good. He's very. Oh, Jassy's in here too. What are you doing? Don't mess with the cords. It's just bad
He's just so
timing.
excited.
All right. Anyway, um, and then that Ohio State. I mean, they were in that game up until the end. That was crazy. So that's a big story too. Georgia beat Ohio State, but it was razor thin, and so was that Michigan TCU game. Both of those games went down to the wire. Pretty crazy. Because I honestly, I think Michigan would have been the better team if they had all their players, but that's how it goes. Don't lick me. Jeez. But yeah, good game. Both of those were crazy games. I was at the gym in the Michigan one, just watching it. It was kind of distracting from my workout because I mean Michigan was losing the whole game pretty much. I think they were losing the entire game, right? They might have tied it once. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, it was pretty wild. Pretty wild. Lakers got a win. They beat the Hawks. LeBron dropped like 47. That was crazy. So pretty interesting weekend for sports. And now we got the national championship set. It's I almost said Ohio State. My bad. They almost won that. We got Georgia versus TCU. Georgia's probably gonna wreck TCU if I had to guess, but we'll see. That's why they play the games. Just like look at it on paper and be like, well, this team's clearly better on paper, so we're gonna give them the championship. So that's what happened. Look at that mushroom back there. See it? I'm trying to point to it. There it is. Hey, that wasn't an invitation to lick me. Anyway, KZRO Sports. Be back next week. Stop it. Crushes white supremacy. They can't match unity's chemistry. Don't allow them to make you a fool. If you don't know, I'll take you to school. I can't co-sign your racism. The media design your fake wisdom. As long as you do that, you'll stay missing. The weak-minded trying to make the way dissing. Nah, get your mind up, stay elevated. The world already full of hella hatred. We don't need an ounce more. Chilly, chill it. Y'all talk big, but don't really feel it. Now you're behind on your social currency. Mouth wrote checks your ass can't cash urgently. You gotta know most of y'all just peons. You never reach the upper crust beyond. All your words worthless. A beast on mine. My words bright, rhymes written in neon signs. To get equality incinerated, my apologies. I innovated. You're stuck in the past, right? I'll crush this white supremacy. They can't match unity's chemistry. Don't allow them to make you a fool. If you don't know, I'll take you to school. Hello, and thank you for joining us. This has been YKTV number one, Life in Zero Gravity. You've been here before. You've already begun possibly to understand the vibes, right? And how was this trip to California for you?
It was so fun. I I don't want to leave.
I don't want you to leave either. I never want you to leave every time you're here. I let you. You'll be back. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see you for your birthday soon. But I will miss you, of course. I always miss you. When you're gone. What are you trying to do right now? She's doing something silly if you can't tell. But yeah, I hope you have fun. Did you have a good Christmas, good New Year's, and all that? No, no, no. He's trying to come up. Well, the gang's all here now.
I know how to make a jawline.
I feel like he never normally gets like on the bed like this, right? And then now it's like he wants to be up here.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna show you how to like make it, like how to get a jawline. Ready? So you take your fingers and then you bite like where your fingers are.
Good to know. And that's how it works.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look.
No, you gotta like use your fingers and then like bite it.
Okay. That's weird. That does make you look like different somehow. Well, I really enjoyed having you here as always. It was, it's like the best part of my life. So thank you for coming.
You
And I love you, and I'll see you soon. We'll see you soon, viewers.
But where are they going?
Well, they're not going anywhere, but we're going. I don't want to take up any more of the night, so I think that's enough for now. Bye, until next time.
God.